Well, what do you expect from an Ohioan? But Coach Holtz loved chicken, and I wish I could have taken him out to Double B's for some hot, fresh Chester's chicken with a splash of hot sauce. Perfection. Double B's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Double B's.
Floyd Seafood on Kill Avenue in Sherwood has live Louisiana crawfish. Place your orders by 2 p.m. Thursday for weekend boils. Floyd's also has a store full of Cajun goodies. Floyd Seafood in Sherwood, your homesick Cajun headquarters for live crawfish. Order by 2 p.m. Thursday.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, well, Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability.
Nice.
Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Luxury Pool and Spa in Conway and Russell is your headquarters for pool and spa chemicals. Luxury Pool and Spa is ready to get your pool balanced and swim ready with Pool Life and Baquasil Pool Chemicals. Luxury Pool and Spa is also a proud dealer of Polywood Outdoor Furniture, Climate Tough Materials, Color Stay Technology, and the 20-year warranty. If you're thinking about a hot tub, they have the amazing Caldera hot tubs in stock on their showroom floor. Live the life of luxury with Luxury Pool and Spa. LuxuryPoolArkansas.com.
Get in the conversation with live fan feedback at 1037thebuzz.com, presented on The Zone by Rainbow Restoration. When the unthinkable happens to your home or business, damage from water, smoke, fire, or mold, let Rainbow Restoration make you whole again. ArkansasRestorationExperts.com. They restore, you recover.
When the unthinkable happens to your home or business, whether it's damage from smoke, water, fire, or mold, let Rainbow Restoration make you whole again. Their extensively trained team, state-of-the-art equipment, and 24/7 rapid response will help get your life back on track fast. Because this isn't just their service area, it's their home. When you need them, find them at ArkansasRestorationExperts.com. Rainbow Restoration, where they restore, you recover. Services performed by an independently owned and operated franchise.
Yep, that's the sounds of all my friends and another great deck party of mine. And what do you not hear? That's right, no mosquitoes. That's because Sanders Ground Essential provides me with a monthly mosquito barrier spray. Call them at 315-9395 or on the web at sandersground.com.
Arkansas, your moment has arrived. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of Southland Casino, is officially live in your state. Now you can make every matchup even more exciting with same-game parlays, money lines, player props, and more, all from your phone. It's safe, secure, and easy to use. And to get things started, new Arkansas customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. No waiting, just non-stop action. Powered by America's top-rated sportsbook app. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 1037TheBuzz. New Arkansas customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. That's code 1037TheBuzz. The crown is yours. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of Southland Casino. Gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-522-4700. 21 and over. Arkansas only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
You're in the zone. Arkansas's longest-running midday sports talk show. Coming to you live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort.
10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
Now, here's your host, Justin Acri, on the Buzz Radio Network. The Zone is on the road and coming to you live from the 3rd annual Build My Future event 2026, being held at the Conway Special Events Center. This special event is presented by the Associated Builders and Contractors of Arkansas, connecting area high school students and schools with the construction industry to learn about exciting career opportunities. Now, let's head to Conway and join our host, Justin Acri.
All right, it is great to have you in on this Thursday. We appreciate you being with us today. It is Holy Thursday, and it is the Holy Week, and we are excited about that. We are also off tomorrow, so We're going to get an early jump on our Easter celebration. He is risen indeed. We are looking forward to that, and we are happy to have you with us today. We are welcoming you into the third annual, and if you're just tuning in and missed the morning show, or maybe you slept through your alarm, we're here to fill you in. It's all good. Third annual Central Arkansas Build My Future event. You just heard the voice work there by our man Shotgun. It's put on by the Associated Builders and Contractors of Arkansas. The morning guys made an astute point this morning, and yes, that is a rarity, let's be honest. But they pointed out this is not really a job fair. I would call it more of a job aware. Making people aware, young people aware about, hey, look, you don't necessarily have to go to college or go into the military or go right to work at a job. There are opportunities out here in the construction industry that maybe you hadn't thought of, maybe things you hadn't considered. It's all about exposure and opportunity. That's what we're about here today. So we're going to welcome in 1,800 high school kids from across the state. I've seen them from all over, as close as Conway. I saw a bus outside from Boonville. They're going to be from all over the place. Boonville. Boonevuhl, Boonville. Anyway, we got a lot of folks who are going to join us today through the day about what's going on here. Maybe we'll get a couple of the construction folks on, but Bill Rochelle's going to join us first here in about 7 or 8 minutes, and we'll talk to him about the event. And I think it's really cool. So we got some kids playing over there on scissor lifts. If you're watching our online video, you can see that. Don't hit the ceiling, kids. Don't get hurt.
Is that what that sound is?
That is beep, beep,
okay.
Beep, beep. It's a scissor lift. Oh, now they're rolling it around. Oh, that's always fun. Come on, everybody loves a scissor lift. So we're going to be doing that today. We've also got some guests coming up outside of this. At 10:30, Nancy Holtis is going to join us. Thanks to Winner's Circle Concierge, David Workman, their owner-operator, trying to get you into the biz. If you're interested in being a horse owner, you want to know what it takes, he is the guy that can help you do it. He won a race on Friday, and it was pretty awesome. His horse got home first, and it was I was sitting there with him and his lovely wife. They're Sheridan folks, and they were just thrilled and got their horse home for a win, and it was pretty cool on Friday. And so enjoyed hanging out with them and look forward to seeing him again soon. But Nancy will come on thanks to Winner's Circle Concierge. And, again, he was kind of talking to us a little bit the other day about the entry point for ownership if you're ever interested. Trip Keeter, you already heard his voice. He's back in the studio. If you need anything from us, you can go through him. And the number is 501-661-1037. That's the number we're going to get Travis Ford on later today. Travis Ford at 10:45. He is the head coach of the Little Rock Trojans, Trip, and he is a Kentucky native. He's a Kentucky legend, and he has been around, you know. He's been a camel at Campbellsville. He's been a colonel at Eastern Kentucky. He's been a Minuteman at UMass, and he's been a cowboy at Oklahoma State. Now he's a Trojan. He's also been a Billiken up at St. Louis, so he's been all over the place. A lot of different kinds of programs he's coached at, and I think that's great training ground for him here. And I'm just curious, again, like I said to the morning guys, I understand why Little Rock was excited about Travis Ford. What does Travis Ford see in Little Rock that excited him? Why does he feel like he can get this job done and maybe get this team back to the tournament? So we'll look forward to visiting with him about all that. And I'm curious to see what his family thinks about Little Rock so far. We're proud of it. We love Little Rock. We love Central Arkansas. Curious what his family thinks about it. Tom Murphy will join us at the 11 o'clock hour, and we will visit with Tom about baseball. Razorbacks getting set for Auburn. Not tomorrow. This is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday set, folks. You got baseball tonight, and it's not on one of the weird channels. So even those of you who struggle to negotiate the online versions of television this in this era, it's on ESPN soon. And I think even the most challenged can handle that. So if you want to watch them, they're on the TV tonight. I know what I'm doing tonight. You guarantee cold beer, Ralph, because we ain't working tomorrow. We're taking tomorrow off. Trip, don't show up tomorrow. We're not going to be here.
I won't. Well, I have to show up tomorrow. I got to produce the Travs games this weekend.
I appreciate you doing that. Travs are underway, baby. Let's go.
Sir.
Traveler season's upon us. Opening day at Dickey Stevens on Tuesday next week. Can't wait for that. But Tom will talk to us baseball, softball, football, spring football continuing. Yesterday we had the offensive guys in focus. So we had the quarterbacks coach, receivers coach, and we got to hear from A.J. Hill. So he and K.J. Jackson, of course, battling it out for the starting quarterback opportunity. I'm assuming Ryan Silverfield's not going to try to enter the season with a 2 QB system because that is problematic from a fan standpoint. And the last thing you want to do is fail to curry favor with your new fan base. And I mean, we've seen it work okay at some places at certain times. Florida comes to mind in the most elite level of it with Chris Leak and Tim Tebow. But I'm just guessing that they'll try to settle on one or the other as the starter clear cut. Champs and Chumps brought to you by the Washtenaw Bar and Grill and BKC Home Builders down in Hot Springs. It was good to see them recently when we were down in the Spa City. And they are going to be rock and rolling this weekend. And I will also say that we are compressing our two shows. So if you wonder why Tom was today and Champs and Chumps was today, well, that's why. We've also got a Zone Rewind. I forgot to mention that. I need to do that to rewind. That'll be coming up later in the show. One more Oaklawn hit, too. We got Zach Gillum joining us. Latest odds in the Final Four. Some prop bets you might be interested in. Also, Major League Baseball odds. We've got college football. We've got college baseball. And I don't know if he's got a line on the Razorback game for today yet or not, but I will certainly ask him when we have him on. If you want to join us, 661-1037, that is our phone number. If you'd like to text us, it's the same number, 501-661-1037, and you can also hit us up, thanks to Rainbow Restoration, at our text line, at our live fan feedback, which is available through our Listen Live button. And I should mention that our text line is brought to you by our friends at Middleton Heat and Air, and I'm sure they probably need some people who want to get into the trades or construction industry, maybe working for them as well. Everybody needs folks. And then we're going to get that thing all day long where people come over here while we're doing the show and say, what are you doing over here? What kind of construction do you do? We construct words, and we put them on the airwaves, and that's about all we do over here. All the really hard-working people are over that away. But we will be trying not to offend anyone by not talking to them because we're in the middle of the show. Maybe we'll get a couple young people on before it's over. But I love we had some kids stop by a minute ago from Bigelow. That's right, Bigelow. So Bigelow. Yeah, anyway. So busy show today. Try to keep up, Trip. I trust
I'm trying.
you. You've done a great job keeping us on track through 3 days. Don't screw it all up now.
Okay.
All right. Keep an eye out for Bill Rochelle, too, and we'll get him on in a minute. JW's on the horn already. JW, welcome. What's going on?
Hey, man. I want to discuss something that y'all talked about yesterday. It's in football. And I was listening, and I don't know, about 10 o'clock last night, me and Buddy had a discussion, and I thought about what y'all said. Y'all were saying 3-4 wins should be the expectation. I find that a little hard. And I know we're going to say look at the schedule, but this is what I'm looking at here. This is what I'm thinking. All right. So we were so close last year of winning a lot more games than losing. I mean, we were right there. One possession, scoring. So this is what I'm hearing from y'all and other people, that we didn't hire staff, a defensive on the defensive side at least, good enough to win those extra games. Or the talent that we have cannot get the extra win. I don't know how you have a team as bad as we did on defense, and the bad as we lost games over and over by one possession, saying that we don't have a good enough staff, or we didn't hire up a little bit better to win the extra games. And I'm not saying we're going to win 9-10 games. I'm just saying 6. We didn't hire a staff good enough or got good enough players to win them extra games. And I just want to get your thoughts on that. Because if we did, then what are we hooping and hollering about if we got another Sam Pittman and Travis Williams up there, or whatever his name was? Well, I just don't understand that. We have to do better than 3 or 4 wins. And that's all I'm saying. And I just want to – I'll hang up and listen and get your thoughts unless you want to ask.
JW, listen, I don't have anybody co-host the show with me except for Trip today, so why don't you stay on there and chat with me? Let's have a discussion about this, because here's my thing.
Okay.
The schedule's tough, and I don't think if Ryan Silverfield wins 3 or 4 games in his first year means that's some kind of indictment on his coaching ability or the program. I think that's an expectation that's semi-reasonable in the first year, considering what you're entering into and what you've been through. Arkansas is the longest shot in the SEC to win the league. They are going to be picked towards the bottom, if not at the bottom, when we get to media days coming up this summer. North Alabama's a game you got to win. Utah's a really tough non-conference game. Then you get Georgia, and you're likely to get blasted in the face on your home field in your first conference game at home. Tulsa's at home. You should win that for sure. But again, and there are some changes other places, but I mean, does Vanderbilt continue their success? What's A&M look like? You got such tough games. I mean, I just don't think you're going to be favored in very many games. And my thing is, if you can just win the games you're favored in, I don't think you're favored in more than 4. Do you?
Let me ask you this. If you say we're not favored, we've had a tough schedule for the last 5 years or longer. I don't know. We've had a tough gauntlet schedule every single year, and we talk about that, where we just have these guys. But look how close that we have come playing, even LSU.
Right.
Now, I know Lane Kiffin's there, and it's a new game. But even when they were good, we were still hanging with them. And it's not that we can't hang with them. We just can't beat them. But you have to think that we have a better coach and coaching staff in place to win them extra one-possession games. Even if it's 2 extra games, that's 5, 6 games different. And
sure.
I just don't see us. I'm trying to be positive here and say, hey, we got better people in place. But if we don't, and we got the same outcome, what are we doing?
Well,
if we didn't hire up.
Yeah, the other thing is, look, I think that the book's still out on Silverfield. He hasn't coached a game yet, so I'm willing to be cautiously optimistic. So let's go with that side. We'll just say the coaching staff's going to be as good or better.
What's Silverfield's record against SEC schools with a small school?
I don't know. I just know he beat Arkansas last year.
It's very positive. I think it's like I think he's played 6 times and won 4 times.
Okay, let's just say he's won them all. That's fine. But that's okay. So, where are you significantly better on this roster? That's the question. What position are you significantly better? What positions are you significantly better? I can't answer that yet. We're still watching spring football, but I mean, just on the face, I mean, are there places that you're like, oh, we're absolutely going to be better at this position, no question in my mind, absolutely. I can't say that.
I just have to think we're a little bit better than what we were.
I hope so.
We were so close with the bad coaching and bad piss poor quarterbacking, piss poor defense, and we were still right there. So I just can't see us not fixing some of them problems. If we fix half those problems, we win 2 or 3 extra games.
I don't know that I want to call.
I
don't think it's fair to describe Taylon Green's year last year in that way exactly, but he didn't take the big step forward we were hoping for in year 2.
Starting back up.
What's that?
How did Green end the year? Starting back up for the Missouri game? Because of why? Because he kept turning over the ball and we kept losing at the last minute.
But, I mean, there are a lot of quarterbacks who would like to have had the numbers that he put up last year. Now, I agree. I mean, there's some.
Yeah, but numbers don't win you games, Justin.
I agree. Listen, I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is we take for granted that he's, you said piss poor. I don't think that's a fair characterization. Do I think he was great? No. Are we disappointed that he didn't?
2-9 is piss poor.
What's that?
2-9 is piss poor.
I won't argue that, but there's a lot of other guys that are involved in that 2-9, and he's not the only one. I mean, he's not the one that fumbled the ball in critical moments late in the games. He's not the one that couldn't get a stop on the defensive side. I mean, there's a lot of blame to go around. He certainly could have played better in a lot of key moments for sure. I'll give you that. But I'm just saying, like, here's my thing. If the quarterback that plays this year, and I'm assuming Arkansas is going to lean on the run game a little bit more, if the quarterback comes in this year and throws for 2,700 yards, runs for 777, and throws 19 touchdowns, obviously we can't live with 11 picks. But I'm going to be pretty happy, JW. I don't know what your expectation is, but I would be fine with that.
I just think we can win 6 or 5 games because we were so close and we got to upgrade. I think we just got better. The staff is unknown to me. I'm still worried about the defense. I don't really know much about the staff.
Same.
And that is the big question of the staff. I just don't know their background and how they're going to transform to Arkansas and with the players that we got. But
I got you.
I just thought about that, man. And I was like, we bad as we were winning close games. I mean, we had Texas on the road. I mean, we had teams on the road.
No doubt. Well, they easily could have won 4 or 5 more games without any stretch of anyone's imagination. I agree. But we also, you can't take for granted that it wasn't easy to get in position to win those games against good teams either. And are you automatically going to get that this year? You got to assume that you're going to be in that position again to win those games, and you'll make a play or two and win those games. But it's just you can't just guarantee that you're going to be in position to win the games against those teams this year. So I like it. I like the optimistic take, though. I hope you're right.
All right. Hey,
okay, buddy.
When is the spring game actually? The date?
I will tell you in a second. I've got it on my got the calendar here with all the games on, or the information on it. I will pass it along. Spring game.
All right,
I got it right here.
Listen.
Hang on. It's the 25th.
All right.
All right. Thank you. See ya.
The 25th?
25th, yes, sir.
Thanks.
See ya. Get Joey in here. Hi, Joey.
Hey, Justin.
Hey, Joey.
I kind of disagree with JW. I think it was quarterback's decision-making at times. It wasn't his actual overall play. I take almost the whole offense back, except for a couple linemen,
Yeah.
But if we don't get any better on defense, I don't think we can get any worse. I mean, how many missed tackles and assignments?
Yeah.
And, just you can go on and on. I mean, it was just terrible.
Yeah.
And that wasn't anybody's fault, but I think the coaching staff, I don't know if they just brought in the wrong guys, didn't teach them fundamentals. But it was like we were a first-half team, and we never adjusted to the second half, and that's when teams came back or, won the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, but and I want to talk about basketball real quick.
Okay.
Brian Windhorst was talking on ESPN a while ago about, they were talking about how some, like the young NBA teams, like the Spurs, are really young, that they have a chance to win the title, but they don't think they can. So he started talking about, well, when was the last time Kentucky or Duke won a national championship? They said at least 12 years ago it's been since either one of them did, because all they're bringing in are these superstar freshmen. And he's like, when's now that they have NIL, these teams that have these older guys are the teams that are winning these national championships. Kind of like the four teams that are left. They're not really powered by those superstar freshman guys. They're older guys. That's why I think, I love Cal bringing in these superstars, but I almost feel like if he doesn't bring in, some more veteran players like these other teams do, we're not going to get past that Sweet 16 or Elite 8. Does that make sense?
Sure, I understand what you're saying. How about you hold on to some of your older guys you've already got on campus, right? Maybe you give Malik Ewan another year and you keep him, and you get Carter Knox back healthy, and you keep a DJ Wagner, and maybe Malik Thomas decides to opt for one more year where he can maybe get a bunch of open looks and he can average 15 or 18 a game and improve his stock. I don't know. So, yeah, I think those are all valid points. You're 100% right.
I completely agree. I think we need to just, go get one really great big guy from the portal, and then we can go on. But anyways, appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate you. Thanks, Jim. And look, there are a lot of big guys out there. I mean, I don't have them off the top of my head, but if you go through, anybody that's evaluating these players that are in the portal or expected to be available, there are a lot of big guys that were very productive at various schools. I mean, some schools have a couple of them that there might be an opportunity for Arkansas to go out and take advantage and get them on campus. You absolutely are going to need that. I think we can all agree that Arkansas did not have that, and that's what it takes to win. What's interesting, too, we don't talk about this enough, is back in the day, you saw some teams make some Sweet 16 runs or Elite 8 runs that were smaller schools that had older rosters. So there is something to be said for that. Guys who are, 23 and guys who have played together for 3 years or 2 years or 4 years or whatever, and the familiarity and, again, if you can keep the coach on staff and you're competitive and, you can kind of grow together, it's, again, not real common these days, but that used to be something we would see on occasion. Like, well, these guys are, they got 5 seniors starting and they played together for 3 years. I mean, those days seem to be gone, but that was how a lot of those mid-majors got to the tournament and got deep in the tournament, or at least a couple of rounds in. So Bill Rochelle's joining us. We are here at the Build My Future event. The morning guys were making a great point this morning. They said, hey, look, it's not a job fair. I call it a job aware. Again, maybe you got things that people aren't thinking about, Bill, that people will come through here and go, I never even knew that I could do that for a job. When I realized I could do radio or TV for a job, I was like, that's for me. But for some kids, they're not really sure what they want to do.
That's exactly it, Justin. That's what this is about. It's about exposure, being able to get these young people out just to see the opportunities that are available in construction, but also for our member companies that are here to be able to see these young people that come out. The last couple of years we've had every student in yellow shirts, and a lot of that's just for safety. If we see some yellow shirts where they're not supposed to be, hey, let's get them back in. But this year we put our seniors, the senior students are in orange shirts. So our member companies, the folks out here that are exhibitors, are aware of that, and so they can talk to them about job opportunities with their respective companies. So that's been a win-win, and as you can see now, we're expecting 1,800 students, and I think they're all here right now. it's really picked up here in about the last hour, 30 minutes hour.
Yeah, I mean, are we like all reaches, all corners of the state?
We are. So we've got 1,800 students representing 49 schools. Most of them are in or around Central Arkansas. We do have Star City here. We've got Cave City up in north central Arkansas. We've got Batesville. So, yeah, we've got them from just about all over. We've got Pottsville here, so they come around. There's another event we're partnered with next week in northwest Arkansas that's got 2,600 kids up there. So we try to cover both ends of the state. And, this morning on the while David and them were on, somebody sent in a text and said, hey, we want this in Hot Springs. We want one in Camden. So I think, the word's getting out about the trades. And, again, like you said, great point, exposure. Exposing these kids to something they may not have been aware of in construction.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't grow up with somebody who does that in your family, it's probably not something you're real familiar with. And it's like, I could do that. That'd be kind of cool. So tell me about the ABC, the company or the organization that you're involved with that puts this on.
Yeah, so Associated Builders and Contractors, we're one of 67 chapters around the country. Excuse me. And so we do a lot of education and training for our members. We've got a lot of members that are small to medium-sized companies that don't have a training department. They don't have an HR department or a safety department. So we help fill that void for them. And one of the things, just about every company that we talk to, they're needing workers. And so this is what this is about, exposure, getting these kids out. And just, we all get invited to these career fairs at high schools, and you go there and you take your logo tablecloth and you set it up and you hand trinkets out. We wanted to do something different 3 years ago. We wanted it to be where they actually come out. They can sit on equipment. They can. They're building beehives down here. One of the most popular things is right here with Kuntz Electric is the scissor lift.
They love a scissor lift.
They love a scissor lift. And so the first year they only brought one. They got smart the last couple of years and have brought two. But, again, there's just a lot of opportunities out there, and getting these kids out here, the exposure is what's so important. You get a kid from Star City, there's not many opportunities down there, unfortunately. And so they're able to get up here and meet, companies, and, if they're willing and able to move, and they can find a great job in construction.
Absolutely. So we're going until 2 o'clock, right?
Going until 2 o'clock. The crazy thing is about 11:30, we serve lunch, and so we've got Chick-fil-A that's going to bring 2,100 chicken sandwiches out here. And if you want to see absolute chaos, watch the 3 serving stations. But yeah, so they started cooking this morning at 3 o'clock. There's 2 Chick-fil-A's here in Conway, one on Oak Street and one on Prince Street. So you got the one on Oak Street that's going to cook 1,050, and you got the other one on Prince that's going to cook 1,050, and they'll deliver them here. And I can tell you, even with that big of an order, they're still as efficient as they are in their drive-thru. It's amazing. Those guys have it down. So. And all the kids love Chick-fil-A.
There ain't no doubt about that. Well, I think it's really cool that you guys are doing this. And it's not just scissor lift, obviously. Last year I remember we got on a simulator. You got some heavy equipment here that people can get into and at least see how it works?
We actually do, Justin. There's a pavilion right out here outside the Conway Expo Center, and we got all kinds of equipment out there that kids can literally get on. We got the Rogers Group here that's got they're doing paving demonstrations. We've got dump trucks out there. Energy's got a deal that they call Arcs and Sparks. And they take a hot dog, they put it on a stick, and they've got a wire that's live out there, and they touch that hot dog to that wire, and you can see what a live wire would do. What it does, that hot dog would do the same to your finger. So
let's avoid that then.
I do not like electricity. I told the boys that this morning. I stay away from that.
We leave that to the professionals, no doubt about it. I worked construction one summer when I was in college, and all they let me run was a shovel. And I got to do a little bit of jackhammering, and that was not easy work. So it definitely gives you a level of respect and appreciation for the people that work in this industry. It's certainly very important. And everybody needs workers, and it's great to see that these young people might, again, pique their interest a little bit here, and maybe one of these folks or a bunch of these folks will end up in the construction industry in the not-too-distant future.
We had one 2 years ago, and we had a young man standing in line to get his sandwich, and he was talking about, I said, man, what are you going to do this summer? And he said, I found me a job at Sonic, and he just happened to be standing in front of Sheila Burrows, who is with Nabholz. She kind of tapped him on the shoulder and said, young man, if you're looking for a job, I've got an opening at Nabholz. And so that young man ended up not going to work for Sonic that summer. He went to work for Nabholz. So there are connections that are made at this event, and that's what it's all about.
Well, the Tots are better at Sonic, but that might be a good career move for him to go to Nabholz for sure, no doubt about that. All right, well, listen, we'll get some more folks on here. I'd love to get, a couple of the companies that are represented here today, or if you want to come back on, or both. I mean, that'd be great moving forward. So lots of different angles, I think, to attack this with. But I love it that we're getting young people, again, get those minds, get the gears turning and thinking about some opportunities here. So pretty cool. I appreciate you having us out today.
Thanks, Justin. Glad you're here, my man.
You bet. It's Bill Rochelle. Let's head down to Oakland real quick before we hit our break. Nancy's already standing by, so we'll do that. We'll combine our next couple breaks. And then Travis Ford, head coach of Little Rock Trojans, is going to join us coming up at 10:45 today.
The Zone is joined by Oaklawn Today host Nancy Holtis, who gives her insight on horse races happening at Oaklawn. Her visits are brought to you by Winner's Circle Concierge, a performance thoroughbred management firm designed to remove the learning curve, complexity, and burden from horse racing ownership. For more info, call them at 870-942-9382.
Nancy, welcome. Happy Thursday. What's happening?
Happy Thursday. Well, we're officially recovered from the Arkansas Derby on Saturday. Looked like everybody, all 73,000 people in attendance had an amazing time.
I know I did. I will speak for myself. We had a blast. It was great. Certainly when you've got a day like that and that many people packed into one location, there'll be a wait time here and there, but well worth it, I thought. And you could not have asked for better weather. You certainly couldn't have asked for a better performance from your champion in the Arkansas Derby.
Yeah, Renegade was so impressive, and I don't know if you've seen the headlines, but he is already installed as the 4-1 favorite for the Kentucky Derby. We still do have a few preps to run this coming weekend at some other tracks, but Renegade certainly made his presence known, and I think the added distance in the Derby is going to be absolute key for him. I think he can run all day.
All right, we're getting a little connection squirrely there with your end, I think, Nancy, but we'll get it worked out here. 9 races on the card today, and we are looking forward to another great day of racing. By the way, just like last Sunday, no Sunday racing because of Easter this week, so not for the same reason, but no Sunday racing this week. So we'll get back to more of a normal schedule next week. So what do we like on the card today as far as your top pick goes?
Well, top pick, I'm going to go to race number 4. This is also the start of the $1 Classics Pick 6, and we do have a carryover of over $52,000 going in. My top pick is the number 4, Floating Beauty. She's 9-5 on the morning line. Lonnie Briley, who trained Coal Battle last year, our big stakes winner, is a 3-year-old. Christian Torres in the irons. She's super consistent. She's in the money. Her last 6 starts, 2 of those did make trips to the winner's circle. She did settle closer to the pace last out, settled mid-pack. She got up for the show spot as the favorite, and this is a first level allowance going 1 1/16. So she certainly does look to be the one to beat.
All right, how about in our feature today?
It's a really good feature. It is also a first level allowance, optional claim 150. There's a great little Louisiana bred that is highlighted in here. The number 2, Little Miss Curlin, Pat Devereaux and Jareth Loveberry, her pilot, who was aboard her for her 3 stakes wins, comes in and makes the trip. She did face a really good runner last out when she ran here in the Dixie Belle. She ran 4th. It was over the slop, but the winner of that race, French Friction, name might sound familiar. She's 9-2 in the Grade 1 Ashland tomorrow at Keeneland. So love this little Louisiana bred in today's feature.
All right, how about a long shot today before we let you get out of here?
All right, let's back it up to race number 5. I'm going to go with the number 6, Little Steven. I'm just going to give him a mulligan off that last race. It was just too tough for him. He did flash some early speed, but did kind of phone it in late, as I like to say. I think he's going to show off that speed again. Does take a big, significant drop in class, and I think Little Steven is going to be the one to beat, and he's 6-1 on the morning line, and I think you're going to get that.
I like how you said back it up, and all we hear is beep, beep, beep here because we're at a construction celebration event, and all I'm hearing
back
is
back it up.
Exactly.
That's
well,
right.
Except it's not from a truck backing up; it's actually from a scissor lift rising up. But regardless, it all works the same. So listen, good stuff, good racing all through the weekend, or at least until the end of the day Saturday, of course, and then we will look forward to being down there next weekend, Nancy. It's Hall of Fame weekend, so we're doing the show there on Friday. We're going to have a few of the Hall of Famers on. We can get you on in person a week from tomorrow. But have a great, safe, happy Easter weekend, and we will talk to you next week.
You too. You guys have a great weekend, and until next week it is.
All right, thank you so much. That's Nancy Holtis. We appreciate her. Appreciate you hanging with us. We got a lot ahead, so don't go anywhere. We're going to take our first break. When we come back, we're going to talk to, that was a long segment. We're going to talk to Travis Ford. He's the head coach of the Little Rock Trojans. Kind of a longer break here, so hang with us. We'll be back in a moment. We'll talk to him about all the things he's excited about being the new head coach at Little Rock. And as we head in, I want to tell you about our friends at FanDuel. Lots to wager on this weekend trip, as you know, with the Final Four for the men and the women. We've got NIT games tonight and a whole bunch more. FanDuel, Oaklawn Sports, two great tastes coming together. It's like peanut butter and jelly. Today's actually National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day. Peanut butter and chocolate if you prefer. The Zone trip is where what?
Sports, entertainment come crashing together.
That's right. That's FanDuel and Oaklawn Sports right now. Get in on college hoops action any night of the week, certainly this night and the rest of the weekend. Razorback baseball, of course, going on tonight as well. You can combine your bets into a same-game parlay, and for a limited time, and I've taken advantage of this, you can get started with $300 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. Visit FanDuel.com/Arkansas to sign up today. FanDuel.com/Arkansas and get started with that $3,000 in bonus bets when you place your first $5 bet. 21 and up, present here in Arkansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as a non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER. We're back in Conway after this.
The NCAA tournament is underway. How's your Bud White bracket looking? Go to 1037thebuzz.com to check out the leaderboard.
This is SportsCenter.
4 teams remain in the madness and will compete in Indianapolis on Saturday night. At 5 o'clock on Saturday, 3-seed Illinois will take on 2-seed UConn. And just after 7:45, 2 1-seeds will face off, Michigan versus Arizona. Both games will be broadcast on TBS and True TV, as well as HBO Max. And tonight in college baseball, the Razorbacks are looking to end a 4-game losing streak. As tonight they begin their road series at 18th-ranked Auburn. First pitch tonight is at 6 p.m. The game will be televised on ESPN2, and coverage can be heard here on The Buzz. Game 2 of the series will be tomorrow night at 6 p.m. and Saturday at 2 o'clock. Both of those games will be on SEC Network Plus and heard right here on The Buzz. I'm Trip Keeter for The Buzz Radio Network.
Are you someone who tries to drive while distracted by your phone? Someone who props it up on the steering wheel or peeks down at it for a glance? Or just scrolls and scrolls? If so, you could be the next person to get into a fender bender, get a ticket, veer off the road, or even cause a crash that kills you or someone else. Enough with the phones already. Put them down and pay attention, or pay the price.
Put the phone away or pay. Paid for by the Arkansas Highway Safety Office.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you. With state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. It's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAMS Ortho Now is right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
For Pulaski County residents and businesses, do recycling right by recycling old electronic equipment. How? Come to North Little Rock Simmons Bank Arena parking lot on Tuesday, April 7th or Wednesday, April 8th for an electronic recycling event. Learn more at recyclingunplugged.com. If it's electronic and no longer usable, drop it off and we'll recycle it for free. For information, go to recyclingunplugged.com.
Experience the unmistakable difference today at D3 Auto Sales in Des Arc. D3 Auto Sales is your home for quality used trucks, SUVs, and cars from all the top brands, specializing in unique custom lifted and leveled used trucks, including 4-wheel drives. And this commitment to excellence extends to their full-service 10-bay service department as well. Also looking to trade in or sell your vehicle? D3 Auto always pays top dollar for your pre-owned vehicle. D3AutoSales.com.
When work needs doing or the trail calls, you need a machine that's ready for both. Honda's line of Pioneer side-by-side. Choose the Compact 520, the powerful 700 series, or go big with the 1000 line. Built for 3, 5, or 6. Visit Honda of Russellville or HondaofRussellville.com today and find your perfect Honda Pioneer side-by-side. For your safety, read the owner's manual and wear a helmet and eye protection. Always wear a seatbelt and close the side nets and doors when operating. Honda side-by-sides are for riders 16 and older.
Shipments of spring and summer fashions are arriving at Bell & Sword. That means swimwear from Saks, Peter Noir golf wear and shirts, Johnny O's store within a store. Be sure to check out the Faraday line and Martin Dingman shoes and leather goods. So hurry in for a great value on quality men's clothing at Bell & Sword for your spring and summer items, and you'll look fantastic. Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street in downtown Conway on Facebook and Instagram.
When the unthinkable happens to your home or business, whether it's damage from smoke, water, fire, or mold, let Rainbow Restoration make you whole again. Their extensively trained team, state-of-the-art equipment, and 24/7 rapid response will help get your life back on track fast. Because this isn't just their service area, it's their home. When you need them, find them at Arkansas Restoration. Experts.com. Rainbow Restoration, where they restore, you recover. Services performed by an independently owned and operated franchise.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 501-382-9100. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 501-382-9100. That's 501-382-9100.
Golf is a game of precision and power. Every detail matters. The same must be true for luxury. Genesis delivers with every stroke of craftsmanship, every stitch of quality, and every surge of performance. During the Genesis Signature event, get 0.99% financing on a new GV80 or GV70. Experience the Genesis GV80 or GV80 Coupe for yourself at Genesis of Conway. The future of luxury today.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Wes Moore. Coming up Thursday on Out of Bounds, we got Richard Davenport talking Razorback recruiting. We'll hit on football and basketball, and, of course, the portal is about to open. We have Mark the Magician at 1:30 talking a little Oakland with us, plus Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen at 2:30. Got the Final Four games coming up this weekend. Speaking of, Brian Edwards, VegasInsider.com at 3:30 with his picks. All that and a whole lot more coming up Thursday on Out of Bounds.
You're back in the zone, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs studio with your host, Justin Acri, on the Buzz Radio Network.
All right, welcome back. We are in Conway at the Build My Future event. We are welcoming in hundreds and hundreds of Arkansas high school students here to be exposed to some opportunities in the construction industry. And again, it's really about raising awareness for these young people and letting them know what's out there. Or they could go into basketball coaching. We're going to talk about that momentarily with Travis Ford. Completely different kind of gig and a little more exclusive, without a doubt. This segment's brought to you in part by Sanders Ground Essentials. I was actually hanging out with Kyle yesterday and said, here's the lawn. What kind of magic can you work? And he didn't balk. No problem at all, because that's what they do. They're the experts. They've been doing it for decades, making lawns look great all over Central Arkansas. And I always like to trust it to the people who know what they're doing. And these are the experts, and these are guys who are local. It's not some corporation in Timbuktu. These are guys that are down in Saline County. Professional soil analysis, making sure your lawn is getting exactly what it needs. And if you're new to Central Arkansas and you've got a lawn that you want to take care of, this is what you need to do. You call Kent and Kyle at Sanders Ground Essentials. I'll tell Coach Ford the same at 501-315-9395, or go to their website, sandersground.com. Let the local guys make sure your lawn is being fed the right things so it grows up big and strong. You can't be moving into a new community and having a jacked up lawn trip. You should know that. So You got to make sure Sanders is taking care of business, so you can take care of business on what you do. Let's go. All right, let's head to the Jim's Razorback Hotline, Jim's Razorback Pizza Hotline. Let's try that again. And Coach Travis Ford standing by, the new Little Rock Trojans head coach. Coach, great to have you on. It's a thrill. I appreciate you. Welcome to Arkansas. I gave you some lawn advice, and now I want to pick your brain about your decision to come here. But congratulations, and we are looking forward to the new era beginning. How are you?
Well, I'm doing great, guys. First off, I really appreciate you having me on. I'm excited to be on today, and thank you. And I would second this. I'd second that how you keep your lawn, what it looks like, says a lot about you. I'm all in on that. I'm all in.
I like it. That's great. So, Coach, I was going through all the different mascots that you've represented as a coach over the years. We all know you were a Wildcat and a great player for Kentucky back in the day. I get it. I understand why Little Rock was thrilled to have an opportunity to get you to come and coach their program. I'm curious from your perspective, because I'm sure you had a lot of options. What intrigues you about the Little Rock job?
Well, first of all, I kind of had a checklist of what I was looking for if I was going to get back in my next opportunity. And the first thing was the people I was want to be surrounded by. I've realized through all my years just how extremely important administration is to your success. And Frank Cuervo, the AD at Little Rock, I just absolutely loved his vision, loved meeting with him. We met several times, and just really was impressed with where he wants this basketball program to go. So that was obviously a big check. The other thing is, where I wanted to live. I've lived in a lot of places. This is obviously not my first job, and it used to be not important. I used to not care, but where I lived was very, very important, and I was very impressed with Little Rock, and my wife and I are looking forward to being part of that community. And the bottom line is, I was looking for a place I could win. I didn't care what level it was, could care less. I just wanted a place where we could go win, make a difference in the program, have the resources to compete at the top of the league. Little Rock checked all the boxes, so that's why.
Makes sense to me. It was pointed out to me this morning, and I guess I didn't realize this. I'm sure it was talked about at your introductory media conference, that you were never an assistant coach. Your first job as a coach at the collegiate level was as a head coach. Is that accurate?
It is accurate. I got in as a young 26-year-old, the head coach at Campbellsville University, there in Kentucky, NAIA school, and then obviously coaching's taken me to a lot of different places, and this would be my 28th year as a college head coach.
So I'm curious, you got exposed to a couple of great ones when you were a player, briefly in Missouri at Norm Stewart, a Hall of Famer in his own right, and then you go and play for Coach Pitino. So how much of what you learned from your time with them have you incorporated into what you do?
Oh, quite a bit. I've been very fortunate to learn from a lot of great coaches. My father, my dad, who passed away in May, taught me the game. He was one of the greatest minds of basketball I've ever been around. A really successful high school coach in his own right. He taught me the game. Then I had a great high school coach, Don Parson, who won over 800 games, who I learned a lot from. I played 1 year under Norm Stewart in Missouri, and then, as far as my system and things, Coach Pitino, I take so much from him, what I learned from him as a player, and what I've learned from him is, I've been around him. I've spent a lot of time in New York the past 2 years, being with him, being a part of the St. John's program, I've taken a lot as far as system, but a lot about preparation for your opponent. I've taken a lot from him.
Well, he's certainly shown that he can do it over decades, and so what he is doing is working. What is your approach? When people come out to a Trojans game this year, ideally what kind of team do you want to put on the floor? What style can they anticipate seeing?
I look forward to playing a very aggressive style of defense, picking up 94 feet, but creating a lot of pressure for 94 feet, even in the half court. I think defense, especially at this level, you're probably, your defense should be better than your offense. You've got to have really, really aggressive, tough, hard-nosed defense. And then offensively, we want to have fun on offense. Really get our guys better through self-improvement and individual improvement every single day. It's something I've taken a lot of pride in over my years is getting guys better. But giving them the opportunity to showcase their skills offensively through up-tempo spacing. And, you've got to have, good point guards. You've got to have shooters on the wings. 5 men now that are skilled a little bit and a 4-man that can do a little bit of everything. So very aggressive, disciplined, hard-nosed defense, and have fun on offense.
Little Rock Trojans head coach Travis Ford joining us on the Jim's Razorback Pizza Hotline. There's obviously a lot to deal with right now, and you transferred back in the day. You just talked about that when you had to sit out a year. Now, not only do you not have to sit, but they give you money to go from school to school these days. How do you feel like Little Rock's set up to negotiate, those types of things in this era?
I think we're positioned very well, and we're going to continue to just get better and better. I think, first and foremost, you have to be able to compete within your own league first. Don't worry about national. Don't worry about any of that until you can compete within your own league first, and I think we're positioned to do that. Going into the new league, the UAC, we're all kind of figuring that league out a little bit, and we're all going to be figuring each other's system and things. But as far as resources, I think we'll be absolutely near the top.
You've been around long enough. You're a guy that's got great perspective in the different, and you've been in, one of the greatest programs of all time with Kentucky as a player, and you've coached at various levels, as you mentioned earlier. So I'm curious about your perspective about what you'd like to see happen going forward. I know a lot of coaches have opinions about, from the transfer standard, NIL control, that kind of thing. Do you have strong opinions about that, or you just sort of operate in what they tell you they're going to do? Because we obviously aren't going to change anybody's mind. I'm just curious what your perspective is on that.
Well, I think it's a good question, and I would fall on both sides of it. I've got my opinions, but also you can't sit around and worry about it. It is what it is, and you got to deal with it. But my opinions are, the NIL, I'm all for NIL. I think it's a positive. I think there needs to be a few more regulations, but I think one of the biggest ones that I would love to see happen, and I don't know how it can, is, there's so many numbers thrown around when you're in recruiting through NIL, and you don't really know what a player's being offered. And, that makes it very, very difficult. Like in the NBA, you know what another team, when a player becomes a free agent, you know what he's being offered. You know exactly what he's being offered. And as a team, you can match that. You can go above that or whatever it may be. And in college, you have no idea. You have agents that may be telling you a kid maybe, is worth $300 or has been offered $300, and they've only been offered $100,000. And I don't think that's good for. I think it's creating a lot of wasted money being spent. I think it's not helping the players because, I think a lot of the agents are even feeding the players a false number at times. So I think that would be important, but I'm all for NIL. I think the portal, as you mentioned, I was a transfer. And so I understand that there may be reasons to make a change. But the year I set out was probably my greatest year I ever spent. I got ahead academically. I got bigger. I got stronger. No pressure for a year. It was a great year for me personally, my sit-out year. I think players should be able to transfer probably one time without ever sitting out, and maybe if there's ever a coaching change, you should be able to transfer at any point in time. But anything after that, I think it's a positive maybe that they have to sit out a year and get ahead academically and things like that. I think the portal's a bigger issue than the NIL is.
I'm curious, we only got a couple minutes left and I have a couple other questions, so I want to try to keep this efficient, but I was curious about your transfer there because I don't remember. Obviously, I was watching basketball when you were playing, but did you not initially get recruited to Kentucky, or did you not like the situation in Missouri, or what led to starting in Missouri and ending up at Kentucky back in your home state?
Yeah, I was recruited by Kentucky. They just had too many point guards, and I didn't want to go somewhere where I wasn't going to play. Plain and simple. They had actually the coach's son was on the team, was a starting point guard, and Sean Sutton, who was a really good player. They had two backups to him that were true point guards. So it wasn't really something I wanted to do. And I went to Missouri because I could play right away. And as a freshman, I started a lot of games. We were ranked number one in America for 9 for 9 straight weeks and had a great year. And probably would have never left, but they went on probation. That's why I ended up leaving. The only reason I left is they went on probation. And then I saw an opportunity to go play for Coach Pitino more than just going back to Kentucky. It was more about, for me, being able to play for a coach that fit me. I was a big Billy Donovan fan. I saw what he did with Billy Donovan at Providence. I knew I wanted to be a coach, so I thought it'd be great to learn under him. If I'm going to leave Missouri, it's just great that I got to go back home and play for a program that I'd followed, but I really wanted to learn and play for Coach Pitino.
Real quick, as we wrap up here, Coach, just curious, you said you're excited to be in Little Rock. I love Little Rock. I've lived here for almost 30 years now. But I'm just curious how your family's feeling about it. When you told them, hey, we're going to Arkansas, everybody. How do you feel about that? Were they excited, or are they settling in? How are we doing?
Yeah, no, everybody's extremely excited. This is actually the first move out of all of our moves that my kids won't be with us. They're all out of the house.
Okay.
My daughter's getting ready to get married. My daughter's getting married in 2 weeks, so I've got a lot on my plate going on, but very, very, very excited. But my wife and I, we have already spent some real quality time in Little Rock, and we absolutely love it and can't wait to be a part of the community. Everybody's just been so extremely welcoming and so nice.
Well, I appreciate you so much, Coach. And, getting out in the community would be a big help. Winning 27 next year would be an even bigger help, for sure. So, best of luck to you.
That solves
it solves a lot of problems.
That solves a lot of problems. That's for sure.
We need to get you in studio soon, Coach. I really appreciate the time. Welcome to Arkansas, and we will see you soon.
Guys, anytime. I'm always available anytime, and I really appreciate you guys having me on. Thanks a lot.
You bet. Thank you. Travis Ford, great
is
stuff.
Your March Madness home and the best place to catch all the tournament action from tip-off to the final buzzer. There's no better place to watch every game than Brewski's. And when it's time for baseball, Brewski's is your spot for Arkansas Razorback baseball all season long. Grab a cold one, settle in, and call the Hogs with us. Plus, crawfish season is officially here at Brewski's North. Join us every Thursday starting at 6 p.m. for fresh crawfish, cold drinks, and great times. Brewski's Pub and Grub, your home for lunch, happy hour, and late night.
Oaklawn is here for when you want non-stop racing and non-stop action. The season's back, the weekends are packed, and it's time to plan your visit. The classic racing season kicks off January 30th and runs through May 2nd with exciting weekends, great food and drinks, and the kind of atmosphere you can only find in Hot Springs. It's fast, it's lively, it's time to win. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ortho Arkansas presents Razorback infielder Cam Kojal each week when he joins Morning Mayhem this baseball season. Ortho Arkansas, orthopedic care for everyday pain and injuries.
It's where the big boys come to play.
This is madness. This is Sparta.
103.7 The Buzz, KABZ Little Rock. Buzz News with KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
The Ten Commandments Monument at the Arkansas State Capitol has been ordered to come down. A federal judge ruled the statue was unconstitutional, saying it violated the First Amendment. The judge also ruled that the Ten Commandments Monument Display Act of 2015, which is a law passed in 2017, preventing any monument from being installed at the Capitol without legislative approval. The monument has been required to be removed, but nothing can happen until the legal process plays out. The state plans to appeal the decision in federal court. And it's time to put your taste buds to the test. You can now nominate your favorite burger for a statewide competition. The Arkansas Beef Council is bringing back the Best Burger Contest. To qualify, burgers must be made from 100% beef and appear on the restaurant's regular or special menu. Now, through the end of April, you can submit a nomination for your favorite burger at arkansasbeef.org. The winner will be announced in May. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
If you don't already have the Bet Saracen Sports Wager app, download it today from the app stores or go to BetSaracen.com. Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports betting app.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
Mostly cloudy with a 40% chance of light rain showers today. Warm and windy. A high of 81, south wind 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, a 20% chance of showers, mostly cloudy at low of 67. A few more showers and thunderstorms are possible tomorrow. It'll be a warm day, up to 84. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Are you hungry? Something new, $25, all you can eat, sushi rolls, soup, salad, Benihana rice. Come at Benihana's Monday through Thursday.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you, with state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. It's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAMS Ortho Now is right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
Hey folks, this is Mitch Ward, proudly serving the great state of Arkansas with Red River Auto Group for over 20 years. We started as Arkansas's #1 Ram, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep dealer, but we've also got Ford and Toyota. And I like to think we've got the largest discounts than anybody in the state. But folks, really, if you bring us any reasonable deal right now, we're going to try to put something together. If that means us giving a little too much for your trade or selling ours or just a little too cheap or fighting for the best rate, we're going to make it happen. Check us out at redriverauto.com.
For Pulaski County residents and businesses, do recycling right by recycling old electronic equipment. How? Come to North Little Rock Simmons Bank Arena parking lot on Tuesday, April 7th or Wednesday, April 8th for an electronic recycling event. Learn more at recyclingunplugged.com. If it's electronic and no longer usable, drop it off and we'll recycle it for free. For information, go to recyclingunplugged.com.
Burroughs and Mr. Frank's is a long-standing, iconic luxury eyewear shop in the Heights. They're family-owned and operated opticians that feature high-end designer eyewear that you can't find anywhere else. Brands like Cartier, Gucci, Salt, and State Optical. Plus, they have all their lenses from the high-tech lens crafter Zeiss, who make lenses for cameras, telescopes, microscopes, and yes, glasses. These are found only at Burroughs, and they do all the fitting and lab work right in their own in-store lab. They're at 5901 R Street in the Heights, Burroughs and Frank's Optical.
Luxury Pool and Spa in Conway and Russell is your headquarters for pool and spa chemicals. Luxury Pool and Spa is ready to get your pool balanced and swim ready with Pool Life and Baquasil Pool Chemicals. Luxury Pool and Spa is also a proud dealer of Polywood Outdoor Furniture, Climate Tough Materials, Color Stay Technology, and the 20-year warranty. If you're thinking about a hot tub, they have the amazing Caldera hot tubs in stock on their showroom floor. Live the life of luxury with Luxury Pool and Spa. LuxuryPoolArkansas.com.
Ray Tucker with good news for enthusiasts of Triumph motorcycles. Honda of North Little Rock now carries the legendary classics and cutting-edge rides. We have the Bonneville Bobber, Daytona 600, the TF450X, the Stunning Elvis Presley Edition, and the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. You get the idea. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Hi, I'm Megan Williams with the Associated Builders and Contractors of Arkansas. We're excited to bring back Build My Future Central Arkansas April 2nd at the Conway Expo Center for a hands-on, interactive construction industry showcase like no other. We appreciate all the sponsors, exhibitors, and educators for working together to make an impact on the 1,700 high school students planning to attend the event. Are you a contractor wanting to get involved? There's still time. For more details, visit buildmyfuture-centralarkansas.com.
FanDuel, in partnership with Oakland Sports, is now available in Arkansas. With FanDuel, you can get in on college hoops action any night of the week. Because Oakland Sports, powered by FanDuel, has all your favorite college basketball bets, from points to rebounds to which team you think is going to win. Plus, you can even combine your bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at an even bigger payout. And for a limited time, new Arkansas customers get started with $300 in bonus bets, guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. So just visit FanDuel.com/Arkansas to sign up today. That's FanDuel.com/Arkansas to get started with $300 in bonus bets when you place your first $5 bet. Play your game with FanDuel, now available in Arkansas. 21 plus and present in Arkansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued at non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're in the zone. Arkansas's longest-running midday sports talk show. Coming to you live from the Oakland Hot Springs studio. Oakland, Arkansas's only casino resort.
10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
Now, here's your host, Justin Acri, on the Buzz Radio Network.
feel so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know, but no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Todd's picking it up. Let's go to Hennessy anyway. He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still even him starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him because he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, got a picture connects, never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. Please only focus on what he wrote. His will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds. The skill of an artist. This is 20% skill, 80% fear, be 100% clear, cause Ryan was ill. Who would have thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the crystal method, name of the game. Came back, dropped Megadeth, took him to church. I like Bleach, man. Ryu had the stupidest verse, this dude is the truth. Now everybody giving them guest spots, his stocks through the roof. I heard him.
The Zone is on the road and coming to you live from the 3rd annual Build My Future event 2026, being held at the Conway Special Events Center. This special event is presented by the Associated Builders and Contractors of Arkansas, connecting area high school students and schools with the construction industry to learn about exciting career opportunities. Now, let's head to Conway and join our host, Justin Acri.
Hey, that's me. We're back here in Conway. What a fun day. I really enjoyed our visit with Travis Ford. If you missed it, I'm sure Tripp will have it posted in no time flat.
Oh, it's already posted on Spotify.
Oh, you
kidding me?
show off. Okay, Tripp, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing right now. This is very unprofessional. I've only done this one other time, but it worked out great. So there was a time we were doing a show out at Guatney, and I was in the queue to get Dave Chappelle tickets. He was coming to Robinson, and he sold the whole show out in like 12 minutes. So I was like, look, I don't care when the show starts, because it was coming right after the 10 o'clock window. I'm like, I'm getting Dave Chappelle tickets. So I was like, you guys figure it out. I'm stepping away for a minute. Guess what? And I'm getting Dave Chappelle tickets. It was incredible. So you're not going to believe this when I tell you, and there are a lot of people who have listened to the show for years that aren't going to believe this is true. It's not an April Fool's joke. We're going to see Dave Matthews Band up in Kansas City this summer. So the day before the concert, there is a World Cup game being played at Arrowhead.
Oh, no.
And so I'm in the queue to get World Cup tickets in Kansas City. And I already missed my first queue because I ran to the restroom, came back, and I had missed my window. So I'm going to see if I can get some. So let's see if I can buy World Cup tickets while we're doing the show. You think I can pull it off?
I believe in you.
I don't know if I can. This hour is brought to you in part by our friends at FanDuel, because it's all about that right now in partnership with our friends at Oaklawn Sports. And everybody's really excited about it. I like the versatility of it. As I mentioned earlier with FanDuel, one of the cool things about it is when you leave the state, if that state has FanDuel, even though you can't get into your actual Arkansas account to see what bets you've made, you can keep track of them and you can know what's going on, and you can access the money in your account. So if you've got money in your account and say you're in, I don't know, let's just say Alabama has it, for example. I don't know for sure if they do, but you can get into your account and you can wager on FanDuel. So that's one of the advantages of this with the new partnership with Oaklawn Sports versus the old way where you had to be within the state's borders to access the money that you had in your account. So it's pretty cool. FanDuel.com/Arkansas to sign up today if you're not already signed up. And if you're an old Oaklawn Sports user, you got to pull your money out, and then you can put it back in. I'm a big Venmo guy. You do it however you want it, Cash App. You can use it through your bank account. But you can get your money out. You got to get your money out. There's no way to transfer it from one to the other. You got to pull it out and stick it back in the other one. Super easy. I've done all this. I'm telling you, it's not me just talking here for my friends at Oaklawn. I'm telling you, I've done it. It's simple. You got to take advantage of it. They also have it, and I signed up early on at Oaklawn Sports, and I didn't get a chance to take advantage of a lot of sign-up things that they did. I'm like, well, that'd be nice to have. Well, guess what? I did get to take advantage of the sign-up bonus with FanDuel. It's a $300 in bonus bets deal. And all you have to do is make your first $5 bet. So don't miss out. If you make a bet on FanDuel, if you set up a new account, do not miss out on your bonus bets. It's a free opportunity to make extra cash. Pretty awesome. Play your game with FanDuel, now available here in Arkansas. You do have to be 21 and up. 1-800-GAMBLE if you got a gambling problem. And restrictions do apply. But it is going to be a lot of fun. So if you haven't taken advantage of it, get in on it now. All right, let's take a quick look at what's going on up on the hill, and then we'll visit with Tom Murphy.
The Red White Report is brought to you by Ortho Now, your walk-in solution for orthopedic care at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health.
All right, spring football is continuing, and Tripp has been good enough to pull down a little bit of sound from that. And yesterday we heard from receivers coach, quarterback coach, and some of the players, C.J. Brown, A.J. Hill, among them. Mitch Stewart, the quarterback's coach, because the previous quarterback's coach was only there for like 15 minutes and took a different job. Here he is on the QB room, and a lot of people feel like it's a two-horse race. Obviously, you got Grayson Wilson as well from Central Arkansas up on the hill, but everybody feels like it's a battle between A.J. and K.J. right now.
I'll be honest with you, it's a very positive room. We kind of joke about it all the time. They're like each other's biggest fans out there on the field sometimes, and cheer for one another. Hey, man, good throw, good read. Now it's about building those calluses. And for a quarterback, obviously, a lot of that has to do with their mentality, building the calluses of their minds and how they operate and the decisions they make and putting them in those situations. Our Coach Cramsey, I'm going to tell you, he's one of the best I've ever been around at throwing those guys in situations and seeing how they respond and giving them a chance to build those calluses. And they've responded well to that. It's a cerebral group. They have a great sense of urgency to improve. That makes sense. Over the break, they all took VR goggles home with them so that they could watch the first 3 installs while they were over break. We were joking because one of them said, yeah, man, I was running a QB draw and I almost ran into the room. I forgot that I wasn't, on the field and all of that kind of. My mom's like, hey, stop. But those are the type of kids that they are.
Okay. I guess that's one of the dangers of being, a quarterback and trying to take advantage of the VR opportunity. So, A.J. Hill, again, intriguing quarterback coming over from Memphis, following Coach Silverfield and Coach Stewart over. He spoke yesterday about the quarterback competition.
At the end of the day, it's just going to be based on who can really just make the throws and make the correct reads at the right time, whether it is pushing the ball down the field more or we really hone in on taking our UARs, which is our check down. So whoever can just make those right decisions, 2-minute drill, overtime, we need a field goal. So they're going to put us in those hard situations this spring and see who can really just hone in and really just take care of the ball.
A.J. Hill, new. C.J. Brown, not new. Spoke yesterday about his role in the receiver room.
Obviously you want to take that next step every single year and keep progressing. For me, it's just being a leader, for not just young guys, but just the whole room and really being that receiver that carries the room in terms of, obviously what goes on the field, but outside the field and just keeping everything in line, I feel like.
Okay, there you go. Role established. All right, baseball taking on Auburn tonight, and that game will be on the Buzz. Looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. And we will talk more about that matchup with Tom, but that is happening tonight, 3-game set, and obviously Arkansas trying to break this losing streak. Arkansas has been ranked, I saw this in the Democrat today, for 132 consecutive weeks by USA Today in the Coaches Poll that began back in March of 2017. You go over there and get waxed this weekend, you're in big trouble. Also, gymnastics is starting tomorrow in Kentucky in regional competition. We are not going to be on tomorrow, so just wanted to mention that today while we were on. Again, first pitch tonight's at 6, tomorrow at 6, and 2 o'clock on Saturday for the finale, and hopefully the Hogs can win a couple of those at least and win the series. All right, let's head to the Jim's Razorback Pizza Hotline and talk to Mr. Murphy. Tom, busy day today. We're squeezing 2 days into one since we're off tomorrow for Good Friday. I appreciate you coming on, spending a little time with us today. How are you?
I straight up asked A.J. Hill, were you the guy who was with the VR goggles over spring break and ran into a wall? He's like, no, that wasn't me, but I'm going to find out who it was. He said, well, what I did was I had a ball in my hand with the VR goggles, and I was watching, imitating a throw, and he did his arm motion, and the ball left his hand and hit a wall. At first he said I threw it through the wall, but I think he just meant it hit on the wall. So the VR goggles have pluses and minuses.
That is fair. Now, I incorrectly reported, working off of something I read in the Democrat Gazette and a couple other spots, that A.J. was taking first-team reps, so he's kind of the first-team guy right now. Sounds like they may be alternating days from something somebody else told us on the first-team reps. Has that been the case so far, Tom?
They absolutely, and it's been full days. And Mitch Stewart explained that yesterday. It's been full days. So on the first practice day, KJ Jackson had the ones, and then the next time Hill, and then KJ on the one right before spring break, and then A.J. Hill did Tuesdays. And so today's, I'm assuming, if the pattern holds, it will be KJ Jackson again.
All right, so what's the buzz? I mean, is there a clear-cut front runner so far?
Well, we all want to do that or say that, and I have to say, and I wrote about this today, Hill certainly has more time in the system, having gone through it at Memphis all last year. But KJ has more on-field experience, and, he's got another year of college under his belt. I would say this. When you watch their deeper throws on Tuesday, the wind was up, and on Hill's deeper throws, I thought the wind was knocking off his spiral a little bit more than it was on KJ's. Not to say that that's like the be-all, end-all of who's going to end up winning this competition, but I do think that KJ's, like, his leadership, the fact he's already been in this locker room, he's just the term Mitch Stewart used, and I had this today, was he is he calls it a mild-mannered alpha. In other words, wants to win, front the line, big-time leadership, but not real yelly and screamy about it. So I thought that was a pretty apt description by Mitch.
I can't remember if it was AJ or KJ. It must have been AJ because he spoke to the media yesterday, and I don't think KJ did. But he said, basically, yeah, it's a competition, but we love each other. And I thought, well, gee, it's awful early to be that close as buddies. But it's good that there's a friendly competition, and the greater good is the first order of business, it sounds like.
No doubt about that. And, when he said that, I'm like, that's such a modern kid thing to say. Modern society, yeah, we're in competition, but we love each other. I mean, I like it. I think it's good for team camaraderie and all that. And, obviously the stakes as we get closer to the season are going to be a little bit higher. But the more team bonding you can have, obviously the better. But he just seemed like a really good kid, A.J. Hill. And we know KJ, I quoted him in today's story, why did you decide to stick around at Arkansas with the leadership change? And he's like, hey, I'm a hog, and I'm going to be a hog until the end of my college career, which you don't hear that quite definitive of a statement these days. But I don't know. I do wish maybe they had, Braden Fuller has gotten a lot of playing time. I think 28 games and a full season as a starter at Angelo State. But I do wish they had like a third guy who, was a little bit more game ready. So it's going to be a real critical position for Arkansas if they're to improve on last year's performance.
There's no doubt about that. And, the other part of the piece is who they're going to throw it to. So heard from some receivers, heard from receivers coach yesterday. C.J. Brown is one that we are certainly familiar with. There will be some new guys, though, obviously contributing. And a couple of guys in Harrison and Cisse, I guess, that come to mind that dealt with injuries last year that are back, but in a little different situation now that they're hopefully healthy enough to play or will be.
Yeah, I mean, it's a real intriguing room. And I got to say, I was very impressed, not only by Mitch Stewart yesterday, but who we talked to was A.J. Hill, C.J. Brown, Mitch Stewart, quarterback's coach, and Larry Smith, the former Vanderbilt quarterback. And we ran a picture of him today from the 2010 game. And for some reason, I had lost it in my head. I thought the only time he had played Arkansas was the 11 game that was so close in Nashville. But no, he actually started the 2010 game. And when he was coming down from the podium, I'm like, hey, man, so you only played Arkansas once? And he's like, no, man, 2010, they beat the crap out of us, Mm-hmm. And that was a 49-14 game. The Mallet threw for 400 yards and all that. But I say all that to say that Larry Smith really likes his room. It's a really interesting blend, like guys who are coming off injuries like Jaylen Brown, Monte Harrison, and Ishmael Cisse, and then Marshall, who he's had his issues in the past at his previous stops, suspensions and what have you, and he's already been engaged in an incident in spring drills, as you guys know from DJ. But to me, he might be the most intriguing prospect out of this whole deal. But I think it's a decent blend. There's some height, there's some speed, and Antonio Jordan, kind of an X factor, the redshirt freshman from Warren, who he's not the fastest guy, but man, he can make contested catches and all. So it's going to be an interesting room to sort out, and it'll be much later on that where I may predict who's going to wind up with the top catches on this team.
Talking to Tom Murphy of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette on the Jim's Razorback Pizza Hotline about the Razorbacks and spring football so far. And the offensive line, Tom, I'm assuming is not following the quarterback plan and mixing guys in and out every day? It seems like, from what I read this week, there's a pretty clear-cut starting five so far.
Right, and I'd be hard-pressed to just rattle their names off, but Breland and Williams and the two returners, Branham and Kittler and Broussard. So I got all five across the board. They've been pretty consistent with the ones, and they're a big group. And so, man, if they can get some good performance there, the more time you can buy your quarterback in the pocket, the more it's going to help this operation for the Razorbacks. But I agree that the O-line is that one spot where you got to feel like you have some continuity with certain guys on the roster, and so far that's what it's looked like in practice.
Tom, we talked a little bit, or heard from, I guess, a little bit from a couple of defensive coaches earlier this week, and I think those are the biggest question marks. I think, people feel like, we've seen enough of K.J. Jackson, and if A.J. beats him out, super. And I think we've seen enough from Coach Silverfield's offenses over the years, and we feel pretty good about that side of the ball. Defensively is obviously a big issue or a question mark. So what's the early buzz on the defensive side of the ball from spring practice?
Well, a lot of portal additions, just like last year, where we talked about it many times. They just missed out on too many guys in the portal last year, and so they've got to hope that some of the fill-in guys, who you support Bradley Shaw with at linebacker, are going to be better. That Miguel Mitchell, the cornerbacks are going to hold up better than they did last year. A lot of different names, a lot of backgrounds, but you're right. And to me, you can say, the secondary is the most critical part that's got to get better. Well, to me, it's every position group on defense. They've got to be better at defensive tackle. Quincy Rose has got to get some help at D end. The linebacker core with Shaw that I just mentioned, who's going to be up there with him. And then holding up at cornerback and star and all those positions. They've got some tweener guys like Kamari House, who's been playing the star position, and they've got Hunter Osborne, who's been running first team, the transfer from Virginia, with Quincy Rose and David Oakey on the front, and Charlie Collins a little bit at that jack position. But there is so much improvement that has to be made before we can even start to talk about whether Arkansas will be a competitive team in the SEC.
Absolutely. Tom Murphy joining us again on the Jim's Razorback Pizza Hotline, talking football. Let's shift over to baseball. Arkansas getting ready to take on Auburn tonight at 6 o'clock. And, again, we've been debating all week about talent versus performance. And to say that this team is devoid of talent would be very short-sighted. To say that they are not performing up to their level of that talent may be a fair assessment so far. There's a little frustration you could tell after the loss to Missouri State from Dave, but he's also in the same breath talking about how much he loves his guys fight. All you can do is ask your guys to play hard and stick to it, and that seems to be what they're doing. But, again, they're not getting the results they want right now, says Captain Obvious over here.
Well, yeah, that's right. And it's everything. Its pitching hasn't been what they thought, not only starting but middle relief and the closing, which they haven't had a ton of closing yet, but hitting, they got several spots in the order, several positions on the field that aren't delivering the way they thought from a hitting standpoint, and then fielding. So there's a lot to figure out. You have the competitive part of them hitting 4 home runs on a windy day in Springfield the other night. I did, like Dave said, that's a nice competitive fight, but they ended up losing the game. They couldn't hold on. They just ran out of the pitching that they had to store back because the Auburn series started on Thursday. So there's a lot of issues at stake here. They've got 4 games in a row they've lost. Auburn's lost 4 in a row, and you referenced Matt Jones's piece on them being in the polls. This is an outstanding long run, and I'm afraid if they lose the series to Auburn, they will fall out. But I'm not counting them out of this Auburn series either. Auburn's in a little bit of a skid as well, but they are at home, and they've just got to get longer outings from Gackle and Deets and whoever starts in Game 3, whether that's Colin Fisher or Cole Gibler or whomever that might be. They've got to get some longer outings from their starting pitching.
Yeah, Dave doesn't seem likely to me to stick with the 3 that he's had. Do you agree with that?
Well, I think it depends on the circumstances. If Gackle goes 4 or whatever or less and they need Gibler in game one to try to get a win, much like they did against Florida, then I think Gibbler will come in. If they've been able to hit themselves out of it in that game one against Florida, then Gibbler's long stint could have resulted in a comeback win, but it didn't. So they used Gibbler up on Friday, and if they can get a longer outing out of Gackle and then not use him, I think they might try to hold back Gibbler for the Sunday start. And then, if you do have to use him, you could use Colin Fisher again, but there's any number of guys. But they are certainly in a casting about for roles situation, and so many times over the last 9 years, they've gotten the right answers to get more production. And so there's a level of faith that you have that they are going to do that. But it seems to me like this particular scenario is one of the toughest that they've faced since the end of that 2016 season.
Yeah, I agree. Tom, it's an interesting matchup, too. I was looking through the pitching staff that's been announced. Again, the Saturday starters for both up in the air. They haven't announced either side. Gackle, again, going to go for Arkansas. Auburn's pitcher, Alvarez, 4-1 with a .85 ERA. Pretty nasty stuff so far from him. And then on Friday's game, you got Marciano, who's 3-1 with a 1.3. So, I mean, they got two guys that are really dealing right now. Arkansas seems to offensively, if there is a positive, they have found something, and I know he's still tinkering a little bit, and some of that's he's been forced to with the Ruiz injury. But, it seems like he's pushing the right buttons on the offensive side of things at least, and it seems like that part of the game for Arkansas is coming to life.
Well, in some ways, I mean, they scored 14 but lost the game. But, again, Kahil Aloy has been struggling, and he went 0 for 5 against Missouri State. And then the whole Pompey situation on the infield, whether he gets back in it, Ruiz's injury is going to probably clarify a little bit. You're going to see more Carter Rutenbar. You're probably going to see more Christian Turner as well. Man, they have got to start finding some answers. Auburn's pitching, their ERA is almost a full run better than Arkansas's. But they haven't hit as much as Arkansas, nor hit for power. So it's going to be a real interesting matchup. Obviously, Auburn with the edge. They're at home, and But I'll tell you this: if Arkansas can win this series, Auburn's RPI is great. It's top 5, and I think their strength of schedule is number 1. So if they can win this series somehow, they probably don't fall out of that poll.
ESPN2 tonight, so they get the big stage to hopefully get back on track. SEC Network Plus the next couple of days. You can hear all those games on The Buzz. We'll start at 5:30 tonight. So look forward to all that. Hopefully we get some good news for them. All right, softball's rolling. We may have to hang our hat on that. And maybe, I guess we're all pulling, Tom, that maybe this is the year they break through and get to Oklahoma City. So they certainly look the part at this point.
They do, and there's people inside the program or very close to the program who have that sneaking suspicion that this is the breakthrough year. I mean, their performances against Florida have been really good. They've won a bunch of series against Florida in recent years, and that was a great comeback the other day. And it's interesting, back-to-back weekends, the same teams that the baseball and softball teams are playing here, now they play on the road because softball's at Auburn as well.
All right, Tom, I appreciate you. Have a great weekend, and happy Easter. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, guys. See ya.
All right, that's Tom Murphy. Let me get Drew in quick, and then we'll hit a break. We've got a couple of guests coming up from our special event. We're at the Build My Future event here in Conway, opening some young people's eyes to the possibilities of the construction industry as a profession. What do you say, Drew?
Back to the quarterback battle. I thought I heard you say that we had the Grayson Wilson kid from Central Arkansas. I thought he portaled out to Boston College.
I don't know. I was looking at the list this morning, and he was listed 3rd, but maybe I'm wrong. That could be. I missed that if that was the case. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. I was just truly interested. I'd like to know if he's still there, but I'll check into it.
Yeah, I'll double check the roster. I thought he was still there, but I could be wrong. But I will let you know. I'll look here real quick and let you know what the scoop is on that. But you may be right.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks.
Yep, appreciate it. You're right. Thank you. Thanks for the heads up on that. I don't know where I saw this morning. He was listed as 3rd. I don't know what I was looking at this morning. Cade Trotter, the Clemson transfer. Yeah, that's right, because he's been getting a few reps too. Braden Fuller, Angelo State transfer, redshirt senior. He's from Texas, and those are the 4 quarterbacks that are listed on the roster now. So my mistake. I don't know where I saw that this morning. Must have dreamt that. Anyway, 11:31, let's hit a break. We got some special guests here, and we'll do that when we return. Do want to mention that right up the road from where we are today in Greenbrier is where you find Standing Firm Farms. If you want locally produced beef and you want next-level beef, trust me, Standing Firm Farms is the place to go. Do a phenomenal job, and I would have never been able to differentiate between ground beef before. But when you get the great stuff, it's going to be tough to go back. I will tell you that. It will spoil you. Also, they now have brisket burgers, and those are the best you can get, hands down. So if you want to get some of these, you can go to their website, standingfirmfarms.com. Follow them on Facebook or give them a holler at 501-460-1688. They've also got some various collections of meat, like the farmhand box, for example. 12 burger patties, 13 ground beef packs, a pound apiece. Ribeye steaks, sirloins, brisket burgers, chuck roast, all for one low price. And they deliver, which is cool, too. And if you buy a certain amount, it's free. If not, it's about $20 to get it delivered in the central Arkansas area. So trust me, once you go Standing Firm Farms, it's going to change your life. And prepare to be addicted to some spectacular top-quality beef. It's 11:33. Back in a second.
House in whistles, it was different. She prays to God most every night.
Nolan Souza, Drive Time Sports each week, brought to you by Seth Board with Shelter Insurance on Main Street in Jacksonville. Call Seth today for all your insurance needs, 501-982-6465.
This is Sports Center.
4 teams remain in the madness and will compete in Indianapolis on Saturday night. At 5 o'clock on Saturday, 3-seed Illinois will take on 2-seed UConn. And just after 7:45, 2 1-seeds will face off, Michigan versus Arizona. Both games will be broadcast on TBS and True TV, as well as HBO Max. And tonight in college baseball, the Razorbacks are looking to end a 4-game losing streak. As tonight they begin their road series at 18th-ranked Auburn. First pitch tonight is at 6 p.m. The game will be televised on ESPN2, and coverage can be heard here on The Buzz. Game 2 of the series will be tomorrow night at 6 p.m. and Saturday at 2 o'clock. Both of those games will be on SEC Network Plus and heard right here on The Buzz. I'm Trip Keeter for The Buzz Radio Network.
Floyd Seafood on Kill Avenue in Sherwood has live Louisiana crawfish. Place your orders by 2 p.m. Thursday for weekend boils. Floyd's also has a store full of Cajun goodies. Floyd Seafood in Sherwood, your homesick Cajun headquarters for live crawfish. Order by 2 p.m. Thursday.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you, with state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. It's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAMS Ortho Now is right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
Welcome to Moe's. Everyone knows that coming into Moe's for our Mo Monday special is the best deal in burritos. But what about those other 6 days? Well, let me introduce the new Mo Value Meal. Junior burrito, side of queso, chips, salsa, and a fountain drink for only $9.99. And the best part, it's available all day, every day at Moe's Southwest Grill. Now here's my daughter Andy Kate with a special reminder.
Remember, kids eat free on Sundays. Welcome to Moe's.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-960-3377. That's 800-960-3377. 800-960-3377.
You're back in the zone, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs studio with your host, Justin Acri, on the Buzz Radio Network.
All right, welcome back in the zone. We are on the road today. Again, the Build My Future event. It's the third annual Central Arkansas Build My Future event put on by the Associated Builders and Contractors of Arkansas. Hundreds and hundreds of young people are in attendance, being exposed to opportunities in construction of all sorts that maybe they never even considered. So far, it looks like the majority of the people who are here today are going to go into the scissor lift industry, because that has been the most popular spot so far today, Ralph, I would say. They seem to be really enjoying the scissor lift today. I don't know if that's I'm sure our friends at Hug and Haul and some of these other places that rent or sell equipment would be happy to help them out, but I don't know that that's the tip of the iceberg, or it is just the tip of the iceberg. I think there's a lot of other opportunities. Say hi to Shane Hutchinson and James Mills. They are with the Rogers Group, which is a highway contractor. There is some painting, right? I mean, do you guys paint anything?
They usually come by and stripe it after we get done.
I got you. Somebody else does that.
Somebody else does
That's
that.
a whole nother company.
Yeah.
I got you. So are you guys just Arkansas, or do you travel outside the state, or what all do you cover?
Our offices are here in Central Arkansas. Our Central Arkansas office is in Conway. We have an asphalt plant just north of Greenbrier, and one at Cabot, and one in northeast Arkansas now. We also have quarries in northwest Arkansas. So we're kind of spread across the state, but as far as construction goes, we're here in Central Arkansas.
Now, you build new highways, you repair old highways, you do both?
Both.
I've driven all over the state, and from what I've found, all the highways are in perfect condition. So I don't know, you guys may run out of business here at some point.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, I kid. I think everybody listening knows better than that. So what is the majority of your work? Is it more fixing it or build them new?
Building them and overlaying.
Okay.
There aren't that many new roads going in, but we love doing new roads.
Yep.
That's usually out of traffic. But our bread and butter is overlays, repairing roads. Asphalt lasts 15 to 20 years. Weather tears them up, traffic tears them up, and we get to go in there and repave them.
How many companies are in the state that do what you guys do?
Oh, gosh.
I don't know, maybe 6, 7, 8 big companies.
Yeah.
You've got Cranford and Redstone. You've got Blackstone. You've got us.
You don't have to name your competition. I was just curious if there were others that did it. I assume there
They're
were.
not competition.
Yeah. There are other people who attempt to live up to your standard, is what you're telling me.
Friends of the industry.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah.
So how many people do you have working for you? How many crews do you have out at any one time?
So right now we are running 3 to 4 crews. We'll bulk back up here, and we really get started for our work here this month. And, we've got probably 50 to 60 people on the roads. We can be anywhere on 2 to 3 jobs in a given day. And, 2 asphalt crews, 1 milling crew. We don't do much dirt work. But
Okay. And you have one specific person, or you have a team of guys that goes out and bids these opportunities, or what?
So you're looking at the team pretty much. This
Okay.
is our estimating manager right here. And
How do you do that? What all goes into making an estimate?
For the highway department, it's not that complicated. They engineer the projects. They say we want to do this job, and they break it down into unit prices, how much asphalt, how much this, and it's not a complicated situation. They want this much, and you figure out how far it is from your asphalt plant, what it's going to cost to haul it there, what your production's going to be, and dealing with the traffic and whatnot. So.
I'm sure you guys have a lot of success stories from over the years. We're driving on them. But this is your opportunity to give sort of a PSA to the drivers of Arkansas. What would you tell them about your crews, and on behalf of your team, what would you want to say to people who are traveling the state and as you guys are trying to get your work done? You mentioned building new roads is great because there's no traffic on it. Obviously, you have to interact with
the
some
highway department came out with some good PSAs a couple of years ago, and some signs that said, slow down. So, my father works here. People out there, we're not trying to slow the traffic down. We're not trying to make you late for work. We're trying to make things better, and people always enjoy the roads after we get done. They're disappointed while we're doing it. I tell people all the time, it's like me trying to remodel your house, your bathroom, while you're taking a shower. It takes work, and we have to slow things down.
Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on you. But listen, it's amazing, and it's they're just so overwhelming, the projects, for those of us who don't really understand the industry. And again, it seems like, it's got to be like eating an elephant, I would think, because you see these long stretches of road that are being repaired all at once, and it is just like I don't know how you even begin to attack this thing.
Well, I tell people all the time, laying asphalt is really simple. We own quarries and supply ourselves with the aggregate needed to make asphalt. So we blast rock out of the ground, we crush it up into smaller rocks, we add hot oil to it and mix it up, haul it out on the road and smear it out on the ground and put a roller on it.
Okay.
It's pretty simple work.
Sounds simple.
There's also, it's a lot more complicated than that. And it is a slow process.
Gotcha.
A lot of moving parts.
This is the third year we've done this event at the Expo Center here in Conway. What kind of feedback do you get, and has it opened any doors for young people maybe going into the industry that you're aware of?
So our setup outside, we have a whole paving train out there. We bring the dump truck, we bring a material, we bring a paver, and we bring a roller, and we show the kids exactly what we do on the job. And we get great feedback from these kids, especially kids that, may not see themselves going to a trade school or college. And we do hire kids straight out of high school. Our retention rate here at Rogers Group, it's been pretty good here lately. I think we have like 15% turnover. We did a meeting the other day. We had 75 people in the room, and only 2 of them were hired in the last year because our retention had been so good.
Wow, that's great.
So it is a dangerous job. The traveling public, unfortunately, is our biggest threat. But we do retain people. So that's a good thing, and I think it shows to us how we treat people in our industry.
What do your road crews get? I'm assuming there's, obviously pay, but benefits and.
Yeah, we. I'm not afraid to say it. I mean, we start out pretty well. They do start out with benefits after like a 30-day holding period.
Yep.
But after that, it's some people ride. We offer crew trucks. We offer trucks to people who are supervisors and things like that. So. There's a lot of benefits. You get 401ks, of course, with your retirement, and then health insurance. So, and I mean, it's not easy work by any means. So, we are proud of what we do, and we are proud of the people we can keep.
How'd you guys get into this?
I tripped. No.
I followed my father in the industry. My dad was in the highway construction business for years. He's actually in the Arkansas Construction Hall of Fame. I worked my first summer for my father when I was 15 years old.
Okay.
All the way through high school, through college. Told myself, I don't want to do this for a living. This is hard work. It's hot work. Mm-hmm. Long hours, unpredictable hours. But it's a good way to make a living.
Yeah.
It's very rewarding work.
Yeah.
We know we're providing a service to the public.
Yes.
People do not like seeing the orange barrels out on the road. But when we're done and then someone comes through and stripes it, they love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, you get to see the fruits of your labor on a regular basis.
That's correct.
Yeah, in our business, you just talk and then the words are gone and it's over. So it's much more rewarding. Shane, you got some opinions about this baseball team. What do you think?
Which baseball team?
That's the Arkansas Razorbacks.
They're good. Of course, they're talented. You can't question anything Dave Van Horn does. He's
you can.
He's a legend.
Potentially at your own peril. You can.
Yeah, you can question. I mean, that's your job, not mine.
I don't. I just do whatever Dave says. He's the boss.
I think they'll come around late in the year. With transfers and things like we have, and we got a couple guys swinging from the hips right now, and they're not really helping in the lineup. But like I said, that's Dave's call. It's not mine.
Yeah, gotcha.
So.
Yeah, makes our job seem a lot easier, doesn't it?
Yeah. But the pitching staff will come around, I have a feeling.
Well, you're doing it in the public eye, but a little different way for sure. So,
yeah.
Well, I will give a PSA. Slow down, hit the brakes a little bit, folks, and give these guys a break, literally and figuratively. And a great point, I think, James, that, again, when it's all said and done, you appreciate the work. And nobody likes slowing people down. Nobody likes closing lanes and, making things tough to travel around. But, again, what's the alternative? You want to drive on roads with huge potholes in them for the rest of your life? I don't. I like the way you guys are doing it. So I appreciate what you're doing, and I hope you find the future pavers of America here today.
Yeah.
These events are a lot of fun, getting to hear the kids' questions, because most people don't know what it takes to build a road.
Sure.
So they ask about, well, what does this do? What does this do? How does this work? It's, as I described earlier, it sounds like a simple process. A lot of moving parts, and it is a lot of fun.
Good. Well, I appreciate you guys. Keep up the good work,
Yep.
and we'll follow back up on the baseball later. And see how it goes.
Let's give Steve East a quick shout out. I think he turned 87 yesterday.
I think that's conservative.
Yeah,
he's probably not out of his crypt yet for the day to get some sunlight, but No, he's playing more golf than should be allowed by law for sure right now. So, yeah. I don't know what his actual age is, but he's old enough to be retired, I guess, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he and Carrie are living their best lives, so I didn't know you knew Steve. But,
I worked for him for a little bit over there at the UCA.
Well, you just went up a notch in my book.
Yeah, there we go.
I won't tell you what notch that puts you at, but I appreciate that.
Well,
yeah, glad you mentioned him. So, anyway.
And I got one more thing. I told a kid out there, I'd say long-time caller, first-time listener.
There you go.
Wait, that's backwards.
Close
But that's what he said. So.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Yeah. All right, gentlemen, appreciate you.
Thank you very much for having us.
All right, we're going to take a break. It is 11:47. Let's do we'll do Champs and Chumps when we come back. What do you say? Is that cool with you, Trip?
Let's do it.
I don't know if you've got one from the week, but you got a 3 or 4 minute break to come up with something.
Okay.
As we head in. I mean, it's a lot of pressure, buddy.
A lot.
It's been a long week. It's only Thursday, but Cash is here to help. So if you need an afternoon bite to eat or a cocktail, it is Thursday, and their fried catfish is their special today. So swing through Cash and see him tomorrow. They are doing Fried Chicken Friday. We're going to be off the air, but they're going to be standing by, and they'll be ready to feed you, make you happy, put a smile on your face, and send you on your way. If you need a happy hour cocktail or you're going out for dinner with your special someone leading into the holiday, by golly, Cash is here to help with that as well. And special event space also from Cash, CACHE, littlerock.com. I'm going to pull up their website because guess what else? They have Easter Sunday. You better reserve soon, though, folks. They've got a special menu for Easter Sunday. It is a big one, though. It's a good-looking menu, and I encourage you to sign up. Everything from deviled eggs, crawfish beignets, to steak and eggs, brioche French toast. Are you getting hungry yet? They've also got some basics like burgers, chicken sandwich, that kind of thing. But, yeah, listen, if you're looking for a beautiful space to take your special family members or even some of them that you don't really care for lunch on Sunday for Easter, make Cash part of your plan. Thank you, brother. We'll be back in a second. Here in Conway, the Build My Future event continues after this. Champs and Chumps on the other side of the break. Trip Keeter holding it down back in the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort studio. I'm Justin Acri on location at the Conway Expo Center, and we'll return after this.
Roger Scott for Gravely Mowers here, working hard once again to make sure my lawn is lush, weed-free, and beautiful. And by working hard, of course, I mean watching Zach Eby mow it for me. Zach, tell the good folks hello.
Hello.
That's enough. Pay attention because you missed a spot. What he didn't tell you is that you can take your very own Gravely Mower home today at 0% interest over 48 months. That's right, 0% interest on both residential and commercial mowers. Now, Zach, tell them where they can go and get their very own Gravely Mower.
Well,
dude, just mow. Chapel Hardware in Pine Bluff or Triple C Sales and Service in Conway.
Horse ownership shouldn't feel confusing or overwhelming. At Winner's Circle Concierge, they help owners enjoy racing without the learning curve. They handle licensing, communication with trainers, race placement, and billing, so you get clarity, not chaos. Whether you're new to racing or short on time, they manage the details so you can focus on the thrill of the sport. Winner's Circle Concierge. Contact them today at 870-942-9382 or learn more at WCCRB.com.
When work needs doing or the trail calls, you need a machine that's ready for both. Honda's line of Pioneer side-by-side. Choose the Compact 520, the powerful 700 series, or go big with the 1000 line. Built for 3, 5, or 6. Visit Honda of Russellville or HondaofRussellville.com today and find your perfect Honda Pioneer side-by-side. For your safety, read the owner's manual and wear a helmet and eye protection. Always wear a seatbelt and close the side nets and doors when operating. Honda side-by-sides are for riders 16 and older.
Roger Scott here. You guys know how much I love the great outdoors. I mean, I am the naked gardener after all, and there's nothing that I love more than my very own lawn and being outside. But let's be honest, when the mosquitoes attack, it can be a real buzzkill. However, a monthly mosquito barrier from my friends at Sanders Ground Essentials can keep those skeeters away, which keeps my deck party going. Call them today at 315-9395 or on the web at sandersground.com. Sanders Ground Essentials. Let's get growing.
Hello, Arkansas. Hawks is celebrating its 40th anniversary this month. In honor of that, we're selling a home at $39,995. We also have other specials going on, other models as well. Be sure to take advantage of this great deal. Only lasts the month of April. They can be viewed at Bryant and Conway or go online to hawkshomes.net.
For Pulaski County residents and businesses, do recycling right by recycling old electronic equipment. How? Come to North Little Rock Simmons Bank Arena parking lot on Tuesday, April 7th or Wednesday, April 8th for an electronic recycling event. Learn more at recyclingunplugged.com. If it's electronic and no longer usable, drop it off and we'll recycle it for free. For information, go to recyclingunplugged.com.
You're listening to The Zone, Arkansas's longest-running midday sports talk show, with your host, Justin Acri, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort.
All right, we are back here in Conway. Again, if you're just tuning in, we are here hanging out with hundreds of high school students who are learning about the construction industry today as part of the Build My Future event. It's the third annual, and it's put on by the Associated Builders and Contractors of Arkansas. We'll get another guest in a little bit later on. They've got all kinds of cool interactive booths, and as I mentioned, the scissor lift has been a hot commodity so far today. But they've got robotics and welding and electrical, heavy equipment operation, VR simulators, and some safety technology. So all kinds of interesting things that kids get some hands-on opportunities here. Maybe, again, build the future of some folks in the industry. So we'll hopefully see some of these youngsters go on to, build some buildings, build some roads, and things of that nature. So pretty cool. All right, we are going to dive in just a second on our champs and chumps for the week. I do want to give a special game ball, even though they came up short last night, to the Arkansas State women. Appreciate Coach Rogers joining us yesterday, and unfortunately didn't get good zone karma yesterday, and they came up a little short in their game against their conference foe, Marshall, and they just had a really tough first quarter. I don't know if you watched in the game last night, Trib, but kind of got thumped in the first quarter, and they really were a lot more competitive as the game wore on, but unfortunately came up 7 points short. They were down 11 after the first quarter. They lost 69-62, and so unfortunately that slow start really cost them. The star for Marshall ended up with 31 points. She's one of the leading scorers in the league. On the other side, Illinois State's women knocked off South Dakota, so we'll see where that final game is, and I'm sure a lot of you will be like, I don't care if Arkansas State's not playing, and I can understand that too. We've got the Final Four for men this weekend. Our question of the day, and I didn't even mention this, how many teams do you have left in your bracket? 0 to 1, 2, 3, or 4? And I think 2 is probably fairly common. A lot of people had Michigan. I had Iowa State knocking them out. I do have Arizona, I'm embarrassed to say. Sorry, Arkansas fans. And I've got not Illinois, but who am I missing? UConn? Maybe I guess I only have one. I only have one team left. I'm terrible. My bracket stinks, per usual. All right, let me mention our friends at UAMS. We're going to be heading up to Northwest Arkansas in a couple of weeks, and they are getting all sorts of accolades for their work up there with the university. They are an official sponsor, and they've been working with Razorback student-athletes. You probably heard the Billy Richmond spot on the Buzz over the last couple of months. Billy is hopefully going to be back, be part of that crew next year. But if you need some orthopedic help, you don't have to be a star Razorback basketball, football, baseball player, or golfer. All you need to do is be in pain and need some help. And our friends at UAMS are here to help. The Orthopedic and Spine Hospital is the place to be when you need a specialist for anything happening orthopedic in nature, hand or wrist specifically. They've got all the best doctors across the board for any kind of orthopedic issue, but they are great, especially when it comes to that. Everything from arthritis and fractures, nerve injuries, carpal tunnel, and they have the only hand trauma telemedicine program. That's one where, again, you need to get immediate help if something goes awry. You also need to make sure you get the best help because a lot of nerves, a lot of things can go wrong with hand issues, and I've seen it over the years. It is not good. So get the best on it at the beginning, and that, of course, is UAMS. Call them at 501-686-TOSH, 501-686-8674. All right, champs and chumps for the week that was. Even though it's a little short, we still got a couple.
Champs and Chumps is brought to you by Washita Bar and Grill on Central Avenue in Hot Springs and BKC Home Builders. With indoor and outdoor seating, Washita Bar and Grill provides a family-friendly environment with mouth-watering food. BKC Home Builders is the premier home builder in Hot Springs, providing custom home build and remodels, both big and small. For more info, go to bkchomebuilders.com.
Sometimes we steal these from one another, but I'm guessing you did not have this one as your champ this week. I'm going to give it to the Pac-12 Wrestler of the Year, Stephen Little. He has been the picture of consistency the last few years, always in the mix. Third-place finisher nationally and the winner of the Pac-12 Wrestler of the Year. Congratulations to him. Also, a special tip of the cap to UALR senior Javion Jones, who was honored as the co-newcomer of the year, transferred from Northern Illinois. So the Little Rock Wrestling program, I guess, overall, our champ of the week, and certainly specifically to Stephen Little, who's been phenomenal for a long time. My chump this week, this might be stealing from you, but Tiger Woods, you got to give it to him. And I gotta get Tiger on a driver. I mean, I know he's worried about his privacy, but you know what's worse than having your privacy exposed to the world? Being dead or killing someone else. And you know what's not private? A jail cell. So if I were you, I would go ahead and hire a driver and give him a whole bunch of money for a salary, get him to sign a very ironclad NDA, almost said DNA, NDA, and go from there.
All right, so we're up against it, so I'm going to keep it short. You did not steal anything from me, even though I had like 3 minutes to get this prepared. My champ for this week, kind of easy, Darius Acuff being a Wooden Award finalist and making the Wooden All-American team, being one of the greatest Arkansas freshmen of all time. And my chump is Memphis Grizzlies forward Brandon Clark, who was arrested in Clark County yesterday for multiple different things, mainly driving over 100 in the speed limit, exceeding the speed limit, possession, and trafficking of a controlled substance, as well as improper passing and fleeing. So that is my chump for this week.
If you're going to drive real fast, don't carry drugs.
No.
And if you're going to carry your dope around, drive the speed limit. It's kind of basic common sense.
Especially in Arkansas.
Don't be stupid. Don't be double stupid. That's the biggest thing. You can be dumb or you can be dumb, but don't be double dumb. You can end up in jail. Might see Tiger in there, though. That's kind of cool.
Stupid is stupid does.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right, we're back. 1 hour left in the zone. Stick around.
Are you someone who tries to drive while distracted by your phone? Someone who props it up on the steering wheel or peeks down at it for a glance? Or just scrolls and scrolls? If so, you could be the next person to get into a fender bender, get a ticket, veer off the road, or even cause a crash that kills you or someone else. Enough with the phones already. Put them down and pay attention, or pay the price.
Put the phone away or pay. Paid for by the Arkansas Highway Safety Office.
What drives you? Family moments, new adventures, or just the love of the open road? Whatever it is, Gwatney Chevrolet is here to help you get there. For generations, we've been more than a dealership. We've been part of life's milestones, big and small. With a team that puts you first and a car buying experience that's easy and stress-free, we're here to find the perfect vehicle for what drives you. Visit us in Jacksonville or online at GwatneyChevrolet.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Get your tickets now for the 22nd annual Double B's BuzzBQ coming May 9th to the downtown Riverside RV Park in North Little Rock. Go to buzzbq.com for more.
This is Chuck Barrett inviting you to listen to me call the Hogs on 103.7 The Buzz. KABZ Little Rock.
Buzz News with KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
A project in Little Rock is looking to make a dent in the city's housing crisis. City leaders officially declared a crisis last month following rising evictions and the lack of affordable housing. Officials say Little Rock is short around 25,000 affordable housing units. Meanwhile, a micro-home village is providing transitional housing as well as supportive services for the homeless population. The goal is to work with them so they can have stable housing. Now, this project also provides job training and health services. It's about 65% finished, with hopes to open the first 40 homes and community center by the end of the year. And a player from the Memphis Grizzlies is facing charges after being arrested in the natural state. The Cross County Sheriff's Office says Grizzlies forward Brandon Clark was stopped Wednesday afternoon. Officials say he's facing drug, speeding, and reckless driving charges. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
It's going to be a mostly cloudy Thursday with a 40% chance of really light rain showers, but late this afternoon, there might even be a couple of thunderstorms that pop up. A warm day still, 81 the high, warm and windy with a south wind of 15 to 25 miles per hour. Still tonight, a 20% chance of showers and a low of 67. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you, with state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. It's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAMS Ortho Now is right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
Floyd Seafood on Kill Avenue in Sherwood has live Louisiana crawfish. Place your orders by 2 p.m. Thursday for weekend boils. Floyd's also has a store full of Cajun goodies. Floyd Seafood in Sherwood, your homesick Cajun headquarters for live crawfish. Order by 2 p.m. Thursday.
Ready to celebrate? Hop into Easter festivities with everything you need at Target. First, get ready for your special occasion with 25% off stylish looks. With spring vibes, vibrant colors, and fresh florals, you'll find outfits that match everyone's style. Then, fill up their baskets with endless joy. From select Easter plushies to fun toys they'll love at 20% off. Don't miss out. Make this Easter unforgettable at Target.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal. Book telehealth if she feel.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
To celebrate their partnership with the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, your Arkansas Chevy dealers are giving away a 2027 Chevy Silverado 1500. For complete rules and to register to win, current Arkansas Game and Fish license holders should visit ChevySweepstakes.com/Arkansas Truck Hunt or see your Arkansas's best Chevy dealer for more details. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents 18 years or older who reside in Arkansas. Contest ends 12/31/26. Void where prohibited.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax-free edition only, roughly 37% of filings qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. This is taxes.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax Free Edition. See if you qualify at TurboTax.com/free. No schedules except for Earned Income Tax Credit, Child Tax Credit, Student Loan Interest, and Schedule 1A.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Willie D's Dueling Pianos has not moved yet. They're still rocking right here in the Little Rock River Market. Dueling Pianos upstairs, DJs downstairs with food and drinks every week. Reserve and learn more at WillieD'sPianoBar.com.
Come and get your Willie on.
FanDuel, in partnership with Oakland Sports, is now available in Arkansas. With FanDuel, you can get in on college hoops action any night of the week. Because Oakland Sports, powered by FanDuel, has all your favorite college basketball bets, from points to rebounds to which team you think is going to win. Plus, you can even combine your bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at an even bigger payout. And for a limited time, new Arkansas customers get started with $300 in bonus bets, guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. So just visit FanDuel.com/Arkansas to sign up today. That's FanDuel.com/Arkansas to get started with $300 in bonus bets when you place your first $5 bet. Play your game with FanDuel, now available in Arkansas. 21 plus and present in Arkansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued at non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're in the zone. Arkansas's longest-running midday sports talk show. Coming to you live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort.
10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
Now, here's your host, Justin Acri, on the Buzz Radio Network. The Zone is on the road and coming to you live from the 3rd annual Build My Future event 2026, being held at the Conway Special Events Center. This special event is presented by the Associated Builders and Contractors of Arkansas, connecting area high school students and schools with the construction industry to learn about exciting career opportunities. Now, let's head to Conway and join our host, Justin Acri.
All right, welcome back. Our final hour is upon us, 12:07. Bottom of the hour, we'll talk to Zach Gillum. We're also going to be joined in about 13 minutes by Michael Frazier, who is with one of the companies that is here presenting what they do in the construction industry to some young people who are in attendance today. Again, we have hundreds of teenagers here from high schools all over the state learning more about the construction industry. It's the 3rd annual. It's a great event, and I think, again, a really cool opportunity to open the eyes of some young people about, I always thought I had to go to college, or maybe I had to go in the military, or maybe I just go get a job. But guess what? There are some opportunities out here that you maybe didn't think about. So that's what's cool about this. This hour is brought to you in part by our friends at Oaklawn, and we had the Derby last weekend, and there was, as Nancy said, a little time to recover there. No Sunday racing last week. There's no Sunday racing this week because of Easter. But there are a lot of other things going on at Oaklawn this week, and you can head down there and take advantage of it. Great opportunities for dinner, and it'll be a lot easier to get a reservation this week than it was last week. It'll be a lot easier to get a room this week than it was last week, too. And you can go down and take advantage of the racing today. We start in about 20 minutes with live racing down there. You can use your Oaklawn Anywhere account. Otherwise, bet.oaklawn.com. And you can also, of course, get on your new FanDuel account, partnering with Oaklawn Sports and Oaklawn.com for general information, or to book a spa or a restaurant or a room. So many reasons to go down. So many ways to have fun. And don't forget about the main line this weekend, because the main line is going to be great. Tonight we got Roger Scott down there doing some trivia, and it's a great place to watch sports all weekend long, including the women and men's Final Four. And tonight you've got a couple of different ones that we'll talk about in our What's on Tap segment. But you got that Vegas deal, the college crown, the basketball crown quarterfinals with a couple of games tonight. So, again, they're playing for NIL cash, cold, hard cash, baby. So, lots of things happening there. Let's welcome in our guest. And then we'll talk to Tripp a little bit more. We'll get entertainment going. But we're going to get him to Michael, are you down for some trivia?
I'm always down for trivia.
Okay, I told him to give me somebody who would be down for trivia. Michael Frazier's joining us. He is with
Tome.
I didn't know if that was how it's pronounced. That's how it looks. I've never seen an L and an M together like that. Tome Group. What exactly do you guys do?
We build water and wastewater treatment plants.
Okay.
Lake Ouachita, they're having a grand opening on Monday of their water treatment plant that looks like a water barn. It's what they call it. Looks like a horse barn.
Okay.
We built that down there, and we're also in the process of building a $100 million water treatment plant up there in Batesville.
Okay. What is the body of water up there? Or is this on the river?
That's on the White River.
Okay. Makes more sense. What exactly does that entail? I can't even imagine. That's got to be, for that much money, I'm guessing it's quite the project.
Oh, it's from the ground up. They have their system I think is from the 50s.
Okay.
And it needs to be updated. It cannot take care of everything they have around. So they need a new treatment plant to transition over, and we have to work. They had the big Christmas lights up there.
Okay, yeah.
So we have to build over on the river and work throughout all that to have it come over to a new treatment plant, and it's a huge ordeal. I mean, it's.
So you build these for the state? Or you guys have possession of these and maintain these?
No, we build them for the municipalities. Okay. And stuff like we also build, wastewater treatment plants for the food industries, Tyson's and Darling Ingredients. We have a job right now in Amarillo, Texas, that we build for one of the protein plants.
Okay, so you travel all over doing this.
11 states here in the South.
Okay, very good. How many projects we have going right now? Do you know off the top of your head?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6.
Okay. Is that pretty typical?
Yeah.
Okay. So when somebody comes up, I mean, when you're selling this to a high school kid, it's like, here's what could be potentially for you in this industry. What do you tell them?
We tell you, are you looking at doing trade schools or are you looking at going to college? And one of the bonuses that we have as a company, about 2 years ago, we decided to do a scholarship program for people going to college, but also for trade schools. You don't have scholarships for trade schools. If somebody wants to go to a trade school, they got to pay out of their pocket.
Makes sense.
Last year we had 4 scholarships that we gave out for $1,500 each for trade schools.
Okay, that's great.
And we do a pickleball tournament to raise money for it.
Where does that happen?
In Morrilton, it's going to happen June 6th this year.
How do you get into that?
Talk to me, and I can get you on the website.
How do you sign up? Like, where can we go to sign up? I don't want to play. I'm not good enough, but I know some people who are.
Our pickleball, one of our project managers, he's big into pickleball. There's a pickleball website that pickleball players know about.
Oh, okay.
That sign up for tournaments.
Gotcha. Okay, well, that makes sense. How long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been in construction as a marketing guy since 2015.
Okay. And how long have you been with this company?
It'd be 4 years in September.
Okay. Very good. Well, let's. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna do birthdays, and then we'll let you get back to visiting with these young people, and then we'll go on and do entertainment after you get back to it. So, Tripp, let's do a little reverse order here today, so we can get Michael in and out because he's got better things to do than hang out with us. Ralph, you want to play today? You feeling good? Let's see if you can get in on this today. Let's see how you can fare against Tripp. Here's the good news. So Tripp has been producing the show lately, Michael. Tripp's a young man of, say, 26, 5?
24.
24. So, most 24-year-olds, you know what they know. And that's about how much Tripp knows. So, no knock. It's just it's a lack of experience to some degree. Now, we used to have a producer who's only a couple years older than Tripp, but he's kind of a super freak, a bit of a savant, if you will. And he would win birthday trivia all the time. So, if you're not familiar with it, here's what we're going to do. Here's how birthday trivia works. We describe someone famous, and as soon as you know who it is, you just blurt it out. Okay? It'll be an actor, a sports figure, a politician, someone famous to the general public. You may not know them, but they're famous. Just take my word for it.
All right.
And then we're going to guess how old they are, and you get additional points for that. So you're going to be playing for someone else. And we're going to give away tickets to the Arkansas Little Rock Trojans baseball game in Fayetteville next Tuesday. So you're going to be playing for someone. You get nothing.
We already gave away those tickets.
You can win something else. What's that?
We only had one pair for that baseball game, so let's give away Brian.
Then let's give
Brian
that pair away. Yeah, let's give them away right now. That'll be fine. All right, so I need 3 players at 501-661-1037. By the way, if you send in a text or if you send in live fan feedback, I apologize. We've been super busy. I will try to get to those before we get out of this segment. Tripp, don't let me forget that. That's on you. All right, Ralph, the sales weasel. You're going to be with Orrin, okay?
We need 2 more.
2 more, 501-661-1037. Oh, you don't like free baseball tickets? Fine, I'll keep them. Oh, there you are. Thank you very much. That's what I thought. All right, Michael. You ever go and do trivia at, like, local establishments?
I have.
Yeah?
I even did trivia with Roger Scott when he came up here to in Morrilton to Sacred Heart.
Okay. Well, he is quite the scamp. He does get out and do his trivia all over the place. John, you're with Michael.
I'm sorry, John.
Well, I bet you don't finish last. I'll put it to you that way. And then Sean's going to be with our boy Tripp.
Losing.
You got pretty close the other day, Tripp. Was that yesterday? Or was that 2 days ago? You're doing less terrible.
I think I don't know, man. All I know is I beat the guys from Oakland like one time because I got lucky. It was like Bobby Brown's birthday or something.
Okay. Yeah, that's right up your alley. There's a couple of people in here you'll probably know. All right, let's do it. It is National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day. That is not part of our trivia today, but I do have a couple of trivia questions and a handful of birthdays, so let's get to it.
Birthday Trivia in the Zone is brought to you by Brewski's Pub and Grub. Your home for lunch, happy hour, and late night. With locations in Little Rock and North Little Rock. Come get your grub on.
Singing along. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, Ralph, I'm going to start with you. On this day in history, Andrew Johnson, the U.S. president, ended the Civil War in a handful of states, including right here in Arkansas. What year?
1862. 1864.
What do you say, Tripp?
1865.
1866. You guys are very good. I'm impressed. That's better than I would have done. I need to brush up on my Civil War history. On this day, the first Easter egg roll was held on the White House lawn. The first ever Easter egg roll. They still do them today. What year?
That would be 1958.
I like to guess. Tripp, what do you say?
I was about to ask who the president was. 1964.
62.
77.
Whoa.
1877.
Oh,
wow. Michael's on the board. Yeah, this is old school. All right, last but not least, Tripp, you're up first. Milwaukee Bucks signed a guy named Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or Lou Alcindor, as he was once known. What year?
Oh, man.
This is in the 1900s, not the 1800s.
Well,
so.
duh, but I'm going to say 1972.
68. 1970.
69, no point awarded. How about that? You guys are all over it. All right, this guy is a country singer. Something in the Orange, ring a bell?
What?
Anyone?
Nope.
Nope. I don't know anything else about him. Other than he recently got sober, too. He did try to fight another country star not too long ago at a festival.
Morgan Wallen.
No. He throws chairs.
That was my guess.
And I don't think he's gotten sober either. Zach Bryan's birthday is today, boys. He's 30 years old. Zach Bryan. All right, this guy's an actor and a darn good one. He was recently in Begonia as a kidnapper. He was in All the Pretty Horses. He was in Fargo, and if you ever saw Breaking Bad, he played Todd. He plays a very good, quiet, understated, evil person. Happy birthday, Jesse Plemons. You'll know his name soon. He's going to be in a lot more great movies over the years.
He's married to Kristen Dunst.
Okay. He's married to Kirsten Dunst.
Can I get a half a point?
Okay.
You get nothing. This guy's an actor. You'll probably not get this one either. He was in the Alien film series between 2012 and 17. He played Magneto in the X-Men film series. He was also in Band of Brothers back in 2001. He is Irish-German. Inglourious Bastards, he was also in that. He did make it out alive on that one. Sorry, spoiler alert.
Wow.
Happy birthday. Michael Fassbender is 49 today. You guys are doing great.
Never heard
All right, here
of
we go. Keep going. This guy was in The Mandalorian. He also got his big break as Oberyn Martell in the 4th season of Game of Thrones. Played Javier Peña in Narcos from 15 to 17 on Netflix. And his performance in The Last of Us earned him several accolades, including a SAG Award for Outstanding Male Actor in a Drama Series. Also, Wonder Woman, Gladiator 2.
Hurry up, Tripp.
Kingsman, The Golden Circle. His name is Pedro Pascal.
Yes. Oh, I hate birthdays so much, Justin. Why do you do this to me, brother?
He's 51 today. And last but not least, this guy was in... Actually, I have one local one, so we'll maybe use that because it's a pretty tight race. Pretty terrible, I got to say.
Yeah, terrible.
These are not super duper famous. It's not like we got Michael Jordan and like George Clooney. I mean, these are a little tougher. I get it. This guy's a Law and Order star. He was on Law and Order SVU. He played one half of the lead detective crew for years.
Ice Cube?
Ice-T is who you're thinking of, but no. This guy's a paisano.
Well, he's an ice.
He's Italian. He's been in a few other movies too. But this is his main role. He's actually on a new, I think, Law & Order now, too. Happy birthday, Christopher Maloney. He's 65 today. All right, last but not least, you guys are going to get this one. I'm sure of it.
You have too much faith in it.
This man is a local meteorologist.
Todd Jacobian.
Currently working on TV.
Joel Young.
Todd Jacobian.
Not Todd Jacobian.
Pat Walker.
Incorrect. Keep guessing them until you
Currently
run out of
working?
them. Currently working, and it's a dude.
Barry Brandt?
Yep. All right, everybody's tied at 1.
Wow.
Good job, fellas. It all comes down to this. How old is the former Kansas Jayhawk, Barry Brandt, today, Ralph, for the win?
61.
Incorrect. What do you say, Michael?
He is 53.
He is not. What do you say, Tripp?
60.
You guys all underguessed. He is 62. I can't even believe it.
I was going to say that.
You know what? You got close enough, Ralph. Congratulations.
So I win?
Orrin was the first person on. Orrin is the first person to win, and he's the only one to win. Orrin, enjoy your Razorback tickets. Good effort.
Brian Adams tickets.
Hey, I tried.
You didn't finish last. I told you.
That's right.
Finished tied for last.
We're
tied for second. Let's cup half full.
Yeah.
Good work.
Half full.
Well, keep up the good work. I appreciate you. Your cups always half full in wastewater, right? Oh, yeah. You guys are taking care of business over there. Well, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank y'all.
All right, enjoy your day. All right, let's get to entertainment, then you can give Oren his prize, okay?
Okay, no, that's still playing. Gosh, I am all over. So you see what birthdays does to me, Justin?
Listen,
you see
I
what
love
this
it when
does
you
to
get
me?
flustered. It's
You love when I
hilarious.
get flustered because I don't care who celebrities are. I don't care who these elites are who are super millionaires. I don't care. I just don't know these people's names, and the ones I do, I forget. My brain goes. So let's get this over with, please. My suffering needs to end now.
Today's entertainment report is brought to you by Bell & Sword Gentlemen's Clothing in Conway. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram, or stop by Bell & Sword's new and larger location at 1011 Oak Street.
This is a wild one. It's been a while since this one has been out there, but, man, how about this? New DNA testing has definitively linked the unsolved death of a Utah teenager in 1974 to Ted Bundy.
What?
All these years later, yes, isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Laura Ann Amy, 17, vanished Halloween night 51 years ago after she left the party alone to go to a convenience store. About a month later, her body was found by hikers on the side of a highway in a canyon. Investigators long suspected that Bundy was responsible. Police said he verbally acknowledged his culpability leading up to his execution in 1989, but the case remained open. So they've got this new way to do DNA, even on these cold cases like this, and apparently they have definitively tied Ted Bundy to this woman's death. Obviously, it doesn't do anything for her, but it does give her family a little bit of closure, and horrible story, but also wild what technology is doing. And add one more to the list of Ted Bundy, and somebody sent a telegram to hell and let him know that we put another one on his record. 4 astronauts embarked on a high-stakes flight around the moon Wednesday, humanity's first lunar voyage in more than a half a century, and the thrilling leadoff in NASA's push towards a landing in 2 years. Oh, good. Trip, if I could send you to the moon, would you go?
Just to get rid of me? Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
If the moon was made of cheese, would you eat it?
No.
Okay.
It's kind of nasty.
3 Americans and 1 Canadian. 32-story rocket rose from NASA's Kennedy Space Center. I saw a really cool video. This woman was on a flight, and the rocket taking off could be seen in the distance from the plane. Really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
saw a video of a softball game in Florida. I can't remember who the Gators were playing, but everyone stopped. Like, the game was called timeout, basically, just to watch the takeoff.
That's neat.
It caught the nation's attention. I love it.
It's pretty cool. Stephen Colbert has got his next career apparently lined out. He's apparently a big Tolkien fan, and he's co-writing a Lord of the Rings movie with his son. Nerd alert. His son is Peter McGee. No, that's not right. Let's see.
Peter McGee.
Sure, he's better.
His son's name is Peter.
His son's name is Peter McGee. Yes, okay. Producer Peter Jackson revealed Colbert's involvement in a social media video that introduced a very special partner on the film. It took me a few years to scrape my courage into a pile to give you a call, but about 2 years ago I did, Colbert told Jackson. You liked it enough to talk to me about it. Ever since then, the two of us have been working with the brilliant Philippa Boyens on how to develop the story. Well, listen, best of luck on that. For those of you who like that kind of thing, have at it. What's the most you think you've ever paid for a drink in your life?
A drink? I mean, it would probably have to be like at a basketball game or something where like a beer is $15, so probably around that ballpark.
Well, just a little bit more than that for this. A 1945 wine has broken the auction record for a sale. A 1945 Domaine de la Romane Conti. Shattering, you don't want to say shatter around wine bottles,
No.
but shattering wine auction records, $812,500 at an auction over the weekend. The bottle surpassed the previous record of $558,000. Now, listen, here's the deal. I don't care how many billions of dollars you have. If you're spending $812,000 on a bottle of wine, it ain't about the wine anymore. It's about the size of parts of your body that aren't adequate, in your opinion. All right, let's move on. I'm going to come to find out that it was a woman that bought it. Awkward.
No.
All right, last but not least, Hershey said Wednesday it will use classic recipes for all Hershey's, or for all Reese's products, rather, starting next year. A change that comes after the grandson of Reese's founder criticized the company for shifting to cheaper ingredients, and we do not like shifting. It's a bunch of shift, if you ask me.
Yeah, what a piece of shit.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups have always been made with real milk chocolate or dark chocolate and peanut butter. But a small portion of Hershey's and Reese's products, like mini Easter eggs, are made with a coating that contains less chocolate. Boo! Ain't nothing like the real thing, Trip.
Ain't nothing like the real thing, Justin.
Hershey said in 27 it will shift those products to their classic milk chocolate and dark chocolate recipes. I've never had a dark chocolate peanut butter cup, but I want one real bad now.
I wasn't even aware that those existed or not. That sounds pretty good.
I know it. I prefer dark over milk, personally.
Delish.
Us Weekly reported Wednesday that Taylor Swift and Travis may have settled on a date for their upcoming wedding. June 13th is the story, at her $18 million Rhode Island mansion and a nearby Ocean House resort. The couple, who announced their engagement last August, plan a traditional ceremony with 150 guests, including friends, blah, blah, yada, yada. Speaking of famous people. Timeline accommodates Kelsey's NFL offseason before training camp begins in late July. Well, hope those two kids live long and prosper and make a whole bunch of famous, real cute babies. I also saw a story this week that she apparently has bloodlines to Italy. She's got some Italian ancestors, apparently.
I feel bad for them.
Why?
Yeah, because Taylor Swift. That's
you don't like Taylor Swift?
Nah.
Oh, buddy, don't. No. This show is officially on board with, not full-fledged Swifties, but we're on board with Taylor.
Okay, well, I'm jumping off that
we are
boat.
not. Listen, we got enough haters, buddy. There's no reason to create more. Ladies, this show officially likes Taylor Swift. Back up. Relax.
Ladies,
Everybody
stay
calm
away
down.
from me. I don't need any
Put
more.
your pitchforks and your torches down. We're pro Taylor here. Calm down.
Sure.
Pump the brakes. Okay. Pump the brakes.
As the Razorback student section chants when the visiting team's being introduced, who cares? What's that smell? Bad choice.
Wow. Last thing. You're not going to believe me when I tell you this, but this is what I've gotten here from this information. Easter. I'd say it's probably is Easter the second most associated with candy holiday behind Halloween, or do you think Christmas surpasses it? Is Christmas candy more popular or Easter candy?
I would say Easter candy. Yeah, no, I hardly see anyone associate Christmas with candy of all sorts other than candy canes. So,
well, I've got a list here, and I don't know who came up with this. You know, you never know how accurate these are, but there's a source here that is identifying the top Easter candy in every state. Would you like to guess what the number one is here in Arkansas? I'm not sure I buy it.
I'm probably going to get it's something like Baby Ruth or something, ain't it?
No.
Oh,
it says that there's only 3 states in the union that this is their number one candy. I like them a lot. This is way up there on my list, but I know a lot of people who hate these.
Okay, you're saying this real big.
It's Whoppers.
Whoppers?
Yep. Do you like that malted flavor inside a Whopper?
I can't say I've ever had a Whopper.
You've never had a Whopper?
No.
It's like malted milk balls with chocolate on the outside.
I haven't tried those.
Do you like a malt over a shake? I do. A lot of people don't. I think it's great.
I'm a shake guy.
I dig it. I like both.
Yeah.
Shake it off? Anyway.
No.
Illinois got Reese's. I think most people would say Reese's, but it looks like Arkansas, Missouri, and is that Kentucky are the states that are Whopper friendly, apparently. I don't see any other ones in here. Yeah, I'm surprised by that.
I mean, when I think Easter candy, I think, like jelly beans.
The top one in Texas is called, it's Jordan Almonds. I'm like, what is this sconza thing? Oh, no, that's Tennessee. No, it's Jordan Almonds in Texas. That's a weird one. I like Jordan Almonds a lot. Those are actually a pretty healthy snack for Reese's, and you could do them in the pastels and make them, very friendly. Peeps has the majority of the states. Starburst is, I need to acquaint myself with the maps here, but Idaho's got Jelly Bellies. I would think that jelly beans would be way more popular.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Like Swedish Fish has more states than Jelly Bellies, and that's crazy to me.
That doesn't make any sense.
I think Swedish Fish blow.
Yeah, it's just Sour Patch Kids without the sweet or the sour.
I think they're terrible, garbage. All right, that's it. It's 12:30. We already did birthdays if you're just tuning in, so you didn't miss anything. All right, we're going to break. When we come back, we'll head down to Oaklawn and talk to Zach Gillum. We've also got our year. How about our Zone Rewind and what's on tap? So we got a couple things we got to do before the end of the day. Don't let me forget any of it. And you already let me forget to hit the text line and the live fan feedback, but that's okay.
Oh, we were doing a lot of stuff, so I'm sorry.
We are. What's on tap? All right, let's hit a break, and we'll check in with Zach real quick. As we head in, I want to tell you about my friends at UAMS. And, again, if you're having any kind of orthopedic issue right now, maybe you're out here and you're looking at this construction equipment and you fell down and went boom and you hurt your ankle or your back or you tweaked an elbow or something. The good news is they're open right now at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital, and you do not have to have an appointment. It's a true walk-in clinic from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, and on Saturday, 8 until noon. Don't wait until Monday. If you're in pain now, go see them today. 501-686-TOSH is their phone number, 501-686-8674 if you want to call ahead for more information. But it is a true walk-in clinic over on Cottage Drive right off of Interstate 630, smack dab in the middle of the capital city. So don't wait around in pain. Go see the best in orthopedic surgeons all over the world. They're right there in Central Arkansas. They'll take great care of you, and they have x-rays on site, too, if you need it. I told you I've been watching The Pit, man, and I'm, like, really locked in on this medical stuff right now. I've actually sat in with Dr. O'Malley on a surgery once, Trip. It was fascinating. But
wow.
You obviously don't want to have to sit in if you're the patient. So take good care of yourself. But if you do get dinged up from an orthopedic standpoint, UAMS is absolutely the answer at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. We're back. After this, we'll head down to Oaklawn.
Egypt was troubled by the horrible asp. Mr. Charles Darwin had the golden mask. Now, Andy, did you hear about this one?
Register now for the 2026 Buzz Spring Golf Tournament presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, April 13th at Burns Park Golf Course. Register at 1037thebuzz.com.
This is Sports Center.
4 teams remain in the madness and will compete in Indianapolis on Saturday night. At 5 o'clock on Saturday, 3-seed Illinois will take on 2-seed UConn. And just after 7:45, 2 1-seeds will face off, Michigan versus Arizona. Both games will be broadcast on TBS and True TV, as well as HBO Max. And tonight in college baseball, the Razorbacks are looking to end a 4-game losing streak. As tonight they begin their road series at 18th-ranked Auburn. First pitch tonight is at 6 p.m. The game will be televised on ESPN2 and covered can be heard here on The Buzz. Game 2 of the series will be tomorrow night at 6 p.m. and Saturday at 2 o'clock. Both of those games will be on SEC Network Plus and heard right here on The Buzz. I'm Trip Keeter for The Buzz Radio Network.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you. With state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. It's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAMS Ortho Now is right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices. Like ping pong. Right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Get $250 on us with your first $25 wager.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, while Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability.
Nice.
Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
When the unthinkable happens to your home or business, whether it's damage from smoke, water, fire, or mold, let Rainbow Restoration make you whole again. Their extensively trained team, state-of-the-art equipment, and 24/7 rapid response will help get your life back on track fast. Because this isn't just their service area, it's their home. When you need them, find them at ArkansasRestorationExperts.com. Rainbow Restoration, where they restore, you recover. Services performed by an independently owned and operated franchise.
You're listening to The Zone, Arkansas's longest-running midday sports talk show, with your host, Justin Acri, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort.
All right, we're back here in Conway at the Build My Future event at the Conway Expo Center. Still jam-packed full of young people. A lot of them are a lot happier than they were a while ago because they have been fed Chick-fil-A, and they all have smiles on their faces, and they're walking around with a new pep in their step. Photo time, having a good time, and learning all about things here in the construction industry. This segment is brought to you in part by our friends at Cash, and I'm looking through the Sunday Easter brunch menu again, and I'm just getting hungrier and hungrier as I look through this. They have an a la carte menu including, the Eggs Benedict Trio. Oh, my gosh, what a great idea. Classic, crab cake, and fried chicken all on one plate. Mamma mia, let's go. How about a beautiful spring omelet? Lump crab, sun-dried tomatoes, spinach, and Gruyere cheese. Yes, please. Steak and eggs. They got a great classic Cash breakfast. Chicken and waffles, shrimp and grits. They've even got their fried catfish, which is their lunch special on Thursdays, available today. They've also got it on the Easter Sunday brunch, so it's awesome. Great appetizers as well. It's a great place to take the whole family. Definitely need to get online to cashlittlerock.com and take advantage of getting a reservation. I would not try to roll up in there on Sunday and be like, what do you mean you can't seat us? Definitely get a reservation in advance. You cannot go wrong. It's beautiful for lunch, for dinner, for drinks, for special events. It is Cash. It is in downtown. And for Easter brunch, you can't do any better. And they do have deviled eggs on the menu. Big fan. Big fan. All right, let's head down to Oaklawn and check in with Zach.
Now it's time to look at the odds on the biggest sporting events of the weekend. It's Better Bets with Oaklawn's Vice President of Racing and Wagering, Zach Gillum. Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
Hello, Zach. What's the word? Happy Thursday.
Yes, happy Thursday, guys. How's it going?
We're great. Having a blast. We're hanging out with a bunch of construction folks, trying to entice some young people into maybe getting into the industry someday. If college or the military or other options are not on their radar, guess what? They got some options for them here. It's pretty cool. So let's talk about.
Go wrong learning how to build things.
There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. Let's talk about some options down at Oaklawn, Zach. And I guess the number one item on the list is the Final Four, men's and women's, all finally taking place this weekend, and then it'll all be over, Zach, and we'll twiddle our thumbs until, football starts again. But we do have baseball, UFC, golf, the Masters is next week. I mean, we're not completely devoid of options.
No, there's still plenty of options going on. Just depends on what your taste is. And to your point, right now the focus is on the Final Four national championship. And your champion odds right now, Michigan, your favorite, plus 145 to win the championship. Arizona, your second choice at plus 180. Illinois at plus 470. Connecticut plus 650. You also have some other fun markets around that where you can name the finalists, so you can pick the teams you think will compete for the finals, or you can actually take the exact results if you want a little boosted payout.
We talked about this on the podcast this week. You can buy the outcome of the game in the championship now, and the cool thing is, Zach, you've got a little bit of protection from Oaklawn. So if you think Michigan's going to play Illinois in the final, for example, you can take Michigan versus Illinois on the line that they have established now. I think it's only going to go up. Or you can go with Michigan and UConn, or you can do both because you're protected, Zach, because if it doesn't happen, if the game doesn't come to pass, the bet is voided, correct?
That is correct. Yeah, it has to actually take place. So what that is those are those look-ahead lines. So it gives you we're right next to the road. That gives you the look-ahead lines at what the potential matchups would be. But I guess first we could dive into what the lines are for this weekend's games. You have Illinois and Connecticut. Right now, Illinois a 2.5-point favorite in that one, and the total 139.5. And then Michigan and Arizona, Michigan a 1.5-point favorite, total at 157.5. But then you can look ahead, and to your point, if you think it's going to be Illinois and Arizona, right now Arizona a 5.5-point favorite in that matchup, and they're also a potential 5.5-point favorite over UConn. Whereas if you look at the Michigan side, they're 5.5-point favorites over Illinois, but 6.5-point favorites over UConn.
Gotcha. And then, again, like we talked about with the Arkansas game when they played their last one, all sorts of player props, points, rebounds, assists, some combo together like points plus assists or points plus rebounds, that kind of thing. So lots of options there.
Yes, and then on the women's side of things, you have South Carolina and UConn. That is taking place Friday night, 6 p.m. is the scheduled tip. UConn currently a 7.5-point favorite in that matchup. Total at 135.5. And then for the other matchup in the Final Four for the women's, you have Texas, UCLA. The Longhorns, a 1.5-point favorite there, 132.5 the total.
Texas very impressive in their last game, so not surprised by that. And we will keep an eye on the movement there, if any. But, yeah, UConn an overwhelming favorite right now, Zach, to win the whole thing, right?
Yeah, but surprisingly, these odds have actually gotten better. You know, a month or two ago, they were down to minus 250, minus 300. They're at minus 150 right now with only 4 teams to go. So if you really like UConn, the odds really kind of still enticing enough, I think, to throw a wager down.
All right, Zach Gillum joining us again from Oaklawn. We've got Masters on the board, but there is the Texas Open underway currently, Zach. So if you're a golf fan, you got plenty of options there. And I know everybody's looking forward to next week.
Yeah, I mean, the Masters, definitely hard to say that it's not my favorite tournament of the year. Augusta, spring, the flowers, all the fun stuff going on. But as you said, tournament going on this weekend, the Valero Open, live betting on the board available for that. But looking at the Masters, Scotty Scheffler, plus 550, your current favorite. Those odds have actually gotten a little longer. When we were first talking about this almost a year ago, he was down about plus 300, plus 350. Even dips below that plus 300. So his odds have gotten longer, plus 550. You have Bryson DeChambeau and John Rahm both at 10-1 as your second choice. Rory McIlroy falling back now to the fourth choice at 11-1.
All right, what else is pressing for the weekend, Zach?
Pressing for the weekend, I think you can be looking. You have other futures on the board. I know during Oaklawn Game Day this week we talked about some of the college football futures, the NFL futures. Those are continuing to expand. So you have win totals that are hitting the board, conference winners, national championship odds, even have game lines for the first few games for the Razorbacks. So if you're really jonesing for some football, you can go dive in, look at some of those futures. But you also have the UFL that is playing right now. Their season's underway. So if you really want some football, this Friday night, you have the D.C. Defenders, Columbus Aviators, 7 p.m. kickoff. The Defenders, a 2.5-point favorite.
All right, buddy, we're going to leave it there. Zach, I appreciate you, brother. Have a great weekend, and we will see you soon. We'll be down next Friday with the show for Hall of Fame weekend. It's going to be a great event in the Event Center. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's going to be a great event and lead us into the Apple Blossom, so it should be a great week.
All right, very good. Thank you, brother. All right, that is Zach Gillum from Oaklawn. And let's knock out our What's on Tap segment here. Then we'll finish up the show from here in Conway with our Zone Rewind from the week that was. What do you say, Trip?
Let's do it.
What's on Tap, highlighting the biggest sporting events each day, is brought to you by Flyway Brewing, with locations in Argenta, Breckenridge Village, Memphis, and Fayetteville. For more info, go to flywaybrewing.com. Fresh beer starts there. Follow the migration.
We got Wook Pig baseball on the buzz today against Auburn. 5:30 pregame, 6 o'clock first pitch. Same time tomorrow. We will not be on the air tomorrow. We are taking the day off because, by golly, well, we don't really deserve it. We're going to do it anyway. So enjoy. Got Arkansas Traveler baseball tonight too, Zach. Trip. Zach too. Taking on Midland. First pitch is at 7 o'clock over on Buzz 2. 6:45 pregame. So tune in to hear Stephen Davis and the Travelers taking on Midland on the road. Again, their home opener is coming up on April 7th. We've got Razorback baseball tomorrow at 6 as well. Pregame at 5:30. And then the time on Saturday is at 1:30 with a 2 o'clock first pitch. Also, don't forget about Oaklawn Race Day. We do have the Rainbow this weekend. Zach mentioned Apple Blossom next week. We get the Rainbow this weekend and plenty of racing to talk about. And there are also some big Kentucky Derby prep races. This is the last kind of big go-round before we get to that first Saturday in May. On television tonight, NIT semifinals, New Mexico, Tulsa, 6 o'clock ESPN. Illinois State, Auburn, 8:30 on ESPN. And the College Crown quarterfinals on FS1, Stanford, West Virginia, Rutgers, and Creighton at 9:30, both on FS1, and you can bet on all that, of course, at Oaklawn. Texas Open starts at 3 o'clock with TV coverage. And then Arkansas and Auburn, we mentioned them already. They're on ESPN2 tonight, so more of a traditional network this evening. If you want to watch the Razorbacks on TV, there you go. You got the option, folks. And then they're on, I believe, SEC Plus the rest of the weekend.
That is
All right,
true.
let's hit the break. It's 12:45. And I do want to mention FanDuel. Again, we talked about them a little bit with Zach earlier today. Wait, if I could bend. Oh, a little mic into the break. Let's go. Our friends at FanDuel are here to help. So if you want to bet on college hoops, college baseball, or anything else, they got you covered. They've now partnered with Oaklawn Sports. Oaklawn Sports, powered by FanDuel. All your favorite college basketball, baseball, football, golf, and all the other wagers you're interested in. And, it's SWV. Okay, with a little Michael Jackson sample. I like that.
Yeah, I love it.
Same game parlay for a shot at an even bigger payout as well. A lot of ways to win, folks. And, again, don't miss out on the $300 in bonus bets. Please do not miss out. And all it takes is that first $5 bet. So simple, so good. And our friends at FanDuel and Oaklawn Sports are here to make you a little money. But you can't win if you don't play. That's how it works. FanDuel.com/Arkansas. Sign up today. FanDuel.com/Arkansas to sign up today. 21 and President Arkansas, first online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER. We're back with a Zone Rewind after this.
Don't believe in, that's just what I'm giving. I'm gonna keep it strong.
On these acres, weekends aren't a break. When the ground fights back, the John Deere 4044M leans in. Because it's built like the people who run it. Tough enough to stay one more hour. Strong enough to finish the job. Take more than $7,000 off or pay $507 per month at 0% for 84 months at Greenway. Learn more at gogreenway.com. Some restrictions apply. See Greenway for details. Offer ends April 30th, 2026.
Oaklawn is here for when you want non-stop racing and non-stop action. The season's back, the weekends are packed, and it's time to plan your visit. The classic racing season kicks off January 30th and runs through May 2nd with exciting weekends, great food and drinks, and the kind of atmosphere you can only find in Hot Springs. It's fast, it's lively, it's time to win. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
For Pulaski County residents and businesses, do recycling right by recycling old electronic equipment. How? Come to North Little Rock Simmons Bank Arena parking lot on Tuesday, April 7th or Wednesday, April 8th for an electronic recycling event. Learn more at recyclingunplugged.com. If it's electronic and no longer usable, drop it off and we'll recycle it for free. For information, go to recyclingunplugged.com.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 501-382-9100. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 501-382-9100. That's 501-382-9100.
Hey, it's Randy Rainwater from Drive Time Sports. Thursday, Rick Schaefer and I have a great show planned for you. Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen. Kevin Hoop Scoop McPherson from Hogville.net. Trey Biddy thanks to Chris Crane Hyundai and Genesis of Conway. See you Thursday on 103.7 The Buzz.
If you love sports and you're having a good time, you've come to the right place. Welcome back to The Zone, live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs studio with your host, Justin Acri. Give him a follow on X at Justin Acri7 or keep up with the station at 103.7 The Buzz.
Last thing here, Jeff says, Justin, is it possible you get Tripp full time? I think he does a good job, and he's hilarious when he gets flustered. And I told him no, Tripp sucks. So
this is true.
Yeah. just kidding. Ethan says Whoppers are the best candy ever. Okay, I like Whoppers, but calm down, sir. Pump the brakes. Listen, the GOAT, of course, is the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. You're going to have to relax a bit there. Let me run out to Guatney Chevrolet. James, we saw a report that indicated that Arkansas's #1 Easter candy is Whoppers. I don't know that I buy that, but I do know this. #1 dealership, Guatney Chevrolet.
You're not kidding, Justin. I don't buy that either. There's just no way that Whoppers takes first place. I just can't buy that one. That's a tough one to believe. But hey, I guess they got their numbers from somewhere. But I don't know about that one. But you're right about the Chevrolet side of it. Yeah, there's one place in Arkansas you can always count on for your best deal, big selection, friendly people that want to have fun with you when you're buying a car. Because let's face it, it's a stressful kind of anxious moment when you're spending that much money on a car, and it shouldn't be a high pressure deal. You should be dealing with friends and people that want to make it fun for you, and that's what we do every time someone comes in there.
No doubt. So, James, we moved out of March. That's the one before April. That's right. And now we're here at April 2nd. April Fool's all done. So I know we're waiting on new incentives, but there's always great deals happening at Guatney. And, we talk a lot about Silverados, and appropriately so. We've also been talking about great deals on pre-owned vehicles, and I'm assuming a lot of those are still available.
Yeah, they sure are, Justin. And you're right. We're going to never stop talking about Silverado because that's the bread and butter for Chevrolet. And we've got several of them on the lot. We've got a lot of them came in over the last week. And, I know Chevrolet, with incentives and stuff changing each month, but I tell you what we're doing at Guatney, the GM supplier pricing for everyone is such a huge success. We're kicking that off, and we're going to run it through into the end of April as well. So if you're out there listening, looking at a new Silverado, you can come in and get the same pricing that these huge corporations that supply parts and materials to General Motors. They get a special deal when they buy stuff because of that, and we're passing that same exact savings on to you the whole month of April on Silverado trucks. So we've extended that. We've still got the 1.9 financing available. When you mentioned used cars a minute ago, we've got well over 100 used cars to choose from, and there's still several of them out there that start below $8,000, payments below $199 a month. So we're still pushing those out and trying to make the best deals we can for our people, man. They love us. We love them. It's a good mutual deal there.
I like it. Have a great weekend, my friend. Happy Easter, and we will talk to you next week.
Thanks, Justin.
All right, that is James Miller. He may not realize we're not working tomorrow. He's like, what about tomorrow? We're taking the day off. So there you go. It's a really Good Friday tomorrow. All right, I'm going to let you walk us through here, Tripp. Let's do a little zone rewind and take a look at our – we had packed a lot into 4 days, didn't we?
We really did, yeah, and I had to kind of compress a little bit because also we were a bit short on time, but also there's just a lot in the past 3 days. So let's get this going.
Now it's time to look back. It's the best interview and show moments of the week. It's the Zone Rewind.
Okay. So what we got, I got 3 different sounds of the same exact play because at the end of that UConn-Duke game was extremely chaotic. I mean, if you thought I was loud after birthdays, I mean, my house exploded and I wasn't even doing anything during that. So let's take a listen to all 3 different calls of the Mullins game winner for UConn, starting with the CBS call, then the UConn radio call, followed by the Duke radio call. I'll let you guess which is which.
Pretty obvious.
Got to cut and run through the ball and do better than this guy. Get it into Boozer, back for Sarr, ahead, Boozer, that ball deflected and stolen by Mullins. Caravan, 2 seconds, Mullins tosses it up. Oh! It's good! We're point 3! UConn goes in front!
And Boozer, they double him. Back to Sarr. Now ahead to Caden Boozer. And a steal. Mullins gets it. It's Caravan to Mullins. Long-range 3. Oh! It went in! Mullins delivers. Bedlam here.
They're going to go to the monitor to review it.
Absolute bedlam as Mullins threw a 45-footer in.
35-footer.
Get it in. They do for Boozer. Bobbled it. Back for Sarr. Needs to get rid of it. Does for Caden. 7 seconds. Trying to throw it ahead. Deflected. Stolen by Connecticut. 2 seconds. It's Mullins up top for the win. Oh, he hit it. With 0.3 of a second to go. Malachi Smith ran off the bench. That should be a technical. But with 0.3 of a second to go, Connecticut has the lead, 73-72. As Connecticut got the 3 from Mullins after the turnover from Caden Boozer.
What was your favorite call out of all those 3?
I love the UConn guy. It was great.
Yeah. Oh, man, I picked the mic. I'm so sorry. So
on the other side of the spectrum, you got Dave Van Horn this week.
Oh, my gosh. Don't get me started.
A lot of these arms who pitched for you tonight, they were pitching really well for you 3 or 4 weeks ago. I mean, can you put your finger on what's gone wrong?
No, not at all.
Can you put your finger on what's gone wrong? No, not at all.
No.
Yeah, Dave's a little frustrated. And last but not least, this is the second week in a row we've had a guy talking about taking a dump in an interview. Guys, we don't need all the specific information. Just make something up.
What happened to you for the first minute out of the game?
I was taking a yeah, but yeah, like I said, Mike held it down for me. Yeah.
Yes, he did. Anthony Edwards off the bench the other day because he was dropping a deuce after returning from injury. Welcome back, Ant. Good to have you.
It's like, why do we need to know that? And I think Wes Moore's in the studio now. His eyebrows shot up his head as soon as he heard that. Was that your first time hearing that clip, Wes?
It was, yeah. I heard Cam Kozel, but I hadn't heard that one.
He and Anthony Edwards are kindred spirits, Wes, so there you go.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, Wes, we're going to let you have tomorrow off because, by golly, you deserve it. So enjoy your Easter weekend starting tomorrow, but you do need to do 3 hours of great radio today while I drive back from Conway. Talk to me.
Oh, well, we got you covered, man. We're going to start down at Oaklawn at 1:30 with Mark the Magician, get some winners from him. At 2:10, Richard Davenport, the recruiting guy, is on the show. We'll talk a little Razorback basketball and football recruiting news with him. 2:30, Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen. We got a lot of great props for this weekend for the Final Four games and, of course, the National Championship game on Monday. And at 3:30, just so that we can make a dent in the Bet Saracen bank account, we got Brian Edwards coming on. He's got his picks for the Final Four.
Our question today was, how many do you have left? I think I have 1.
I had 2.
Got 2.
Okay.
Arizona, Michigan.
Same here.
I think that's the majority. I found one person, 2 people, 2 listeners that have all 4 left.
Oh, my gosh.
Way.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing. Well, Iowa State screwed me. Thanks a lot. And Arkansas didn't help me either, so I didn't do too hot. But here we are. It's all good. It'll be a fun Final Four weekend anyway. All right, stay tuned. Out of Bounds coming up next. Trip, great job.
FanDuel, in partnership with Oaklawn Sports, is now available in Arkansas. With FanDuel, you can get in on college hoops action any night of the week because Oaklawn Sports, powered by FanDuel, has all your favorite college basketball bets from points to rebounds to which team you think is going to win. Plus, you can even combine your bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at an even bigger payout. And for a limited time, new Arkansas customers get started with $300 in bonus bets, guaranteed when you place your first $5